There we go. Sorry, with this new microphone, I have to turn on a third-party software, and it drives me up a fucking wall. Can you hear me now? Am I trolling you? There, there you go. Yeah, so this new microphone has third-party software. You guys have no fucking idea. I sit there and I make a video. I will literally spend 12 minutes talking, getting ready. I'll go back to edit, and there's no sound because this new microphone. You have to turn on the third-party software. It is quite possibly one of the most frustrating things of all time. All right, let's get the news back up here. Here we go. Where are we at there? Wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. All right, let's try this one more time. So, I think we have entered. First of all, let's say hi to all the people. Let's say hi. What's happening, RA? What's happening, Scott? What's happening, Tammy? What's happening, Denny? What's happening, Soul? What's happening, other Scott? What's happening, Ken? Haven't seen you in a minute. What's going on, Ken? What's happening? The Holy Spirit is in the house. I like that. I like that. I was just saying that we are at a time today. We want to like kind of look at like what's going on with everybody as far as like the Democratic Party and kind of them looking at the drawing board and seeing where things went wrong and the mistakes that were made. And obviously, this is going to get a little bit dramatic. I've had my own takes on this, and that has resulted in me losing subscribers, which, like I've said before, I'm completely okay with because it's all about cutting out the fat, man. It's all about, realizing, what is the point? What you doing? Where you going with this? What's your purpose? And of course, I told you guys a long time ago. Hey, what up, Go Nuts? I told you guys quite a bit ago, like I think it was probably about 6 months ago. I said I'm drawing my line in the sand. I said, I can take a lot of shit. I can talk a lot of shit. I'm good with hanging out and like recognizing that not everybody's on the same page. But the moment you start messing with my wife or my children, that's when that's go time. That's when it's gone till November. Yeah, if you don't know what that means, you should look that shit up because that's real. But so I see some stuff out there right now where people are talking about women, talking about, your body, my choice. I'll tell you this right now. That's my face, your face. That's bomb on sight right there. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I'm all for jokes. I'm all for talking shit. I'm all for disagreeing with people. But I hear some your body, my choice shit, and you can be waking up with a fuzzy feeling. Yeah, some lost memories, and you can smell like urine. So, anyways, like I said, a lot of this stuff's gonna get a little bit dramatic. But we can take a look at some of this stuff. I saw Mike Figueredo's video on talking about his trans family and how some of this stuff is like now people are like blaming that Kamala ran a campaign on gender fluidity and trans bathrooms, and it's like, what fucking race were you guys watching? And this is like Barry Weiss's ass getting up there saying stupid shit like that. Like what? Like, dude, Kamala, she ran like I heard this guy say. He said, to win, you gotta win between the 45s, and it's like, nah, that's not how it is anymore. It's not how it is. I told you guys. I said you had a chance. You had a chance to vote MAGA out and carve off or excise the cancer and get back to playing between the 45s and having like some like real discussions. And people chose not to do that. People chose to support extremism. People supposed to support dumbassery and then double down on it. I don't know if you guys saw my last video talking about how there's a bunch of African Americans out there receiving text messages that say they better get up and get ready for picking cotton, and that they a van gonna come pick them up and take them to the plantation and shit like that. Like, you had your chance. This goes for Democrats. This goes for conservatives that said they were going to vote Democrat that went in and voted for Trump anyways. You had your chance. You had your chance. Now it's time for the left. The left's going to have to do the same thing, man. The left's going to have to, delve deep into that. What's the what's the hardcore thing that they want to do. Like I said, I don't agree with it, but if I'm a person that likes to be able to talk to everybody, likes to have disagreements with people, likes to argue and fight and have a good time. But at the end of the day, it seems like, if Kamala would have came out, maybe just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna tell people in Israel that we ain't sending no more guns. Seems like that would have probably won her the race, because right now that's where people's heads are at, is extremism, like they want to see it. And, if you want to win a race, then you got to do what you got to do. So anyways, there's a lot more to that than, the little bit that I can cover right now. But I'll tell you this, like the idea that because Kamala and her party are pro-transgender rights is the reason that they lost that election. I don't believe that's true. And my heart goes out to Mike Figueredo. If you haven't watched that video, go check out the Humanist Report and his video on the CNN. It's pretty emotional. I'll tell you that. Mike loses his shit for about 5 seconds. And he leans in on that mic and he says some stuff that, like, is real fucking stuff, guys. Real stuff. He leans in on that shit and he tells him, he goes, you know what? You already lost the Bernie supporters. You already lost, the anti-vax left. You gonna lose the LGBT community too? You'll never win another election in your entire life. And he's right about that. Like I said, I'm very upset with the 16 million people that chose to protest and not vote because they were upset at what's going on in Israel, Gaza, and that's led to my wife and my daughter potentially having an outcome later in life that just don't sit right with me. But at the end of the day, he's right. Like, I might not like that shit, but I definitely don't like you carving off more of the other people as well that's supporting you. That's a bad fucking idea. Anyways, I'll tell you this, guys. Democrats need to stop the kumbaya. Yeah, exactly. You need to, we need to get our shit together. The vote's done. What's up, Dark Ash? Voting's done. Now it's, for some of you that follow me, for a while now, I talk about my background, where I come from and stuff. And I'll tell you this, where I'm from, like when shit gets bad, you do something about it. And, I'm a different person now. I live a different life. And I also know that some of this shit, like I believe before, was not correct. And, like I'm not trying to influence anybody to be out there doing something, but I do think that you should do what you can. And that's why I made that video about how to resist. You don't have to, if you can get out and protest, then you should get out and protest. If you have the means to run for office, then you should be running for office. And most importantly, something to pull from the MAGA playbook is you should be loud. You should be loud. There's too many people out there that are scared to speak up because the left has always been this party of just keep it together. We're okay. Everything's fine. We gotta appeal to the better sense of human beings. Well, I'll tell you this, when you got a bunch of fucking people out there saying your body, my choice, I ain't appealing to shit. You say your body, my choice. Like I said, that's bomb on sight, dog. Like, that's not a question of I'm going to try and like get on the same mental level of that person. That's like, they ain't not doing that, and that's like where people got to get. There's people out there, no shit, I'm not, some of you guys ain't hate for this, but there's people out there that voted for Trump because they're just dumb. They're just politically illiterate. Oh, no, I just thought, voting for a prosecutor was bad, like fucking, stupid shit, dumb shit. And those people they're not bad people. Maybe you can still have a conversation with them, but any person that's out there screaming at anybody, your body, my choice, that's how you get your teeth knocked out. That's how it works. All the idiots have voted against fixing everything they were complaining about. Of course, no, they're fucking around. They're about to find out, my friends. And I don't like that. Like, I'm laughing at it because I laugh at shit. I laugh at a lot of stuff. I laugh at a lot of bad stuff. Laugh at a lot of good stuff. But they are fucking around and they're about to find out. And unfortunately, a lot of us are going to have to, like, pay for that too, right? Like, I sit up here and I make jokes about fucking MAGA Republicans fighting each other with knives and sand pits because they don't have any health care. Their jobs are gone. You fucking Elon Musk has crashed the economy just like he said he would. And now, people in Alabama are recognizing, oh shit, this guy didn't have our good interests in mind the whole time, yeah, I laugh at that. But to be honest with you, my heart goes out to like the people that didn't vote for Donald Trump, that didn't want that to happen, And to be honest, like I say, like when I voted for other people, not for myself, because I live in a place that generally isn't really affected by this. But now you're looking at, I just saw a tweet from Elon Musk the other day that said 49 states shouldn't be affected by the one state. Something needs to be done by this. And he's obviously talking about California. And California is the crown jewel of America. I know y'all all like to bitch about California. I know y'all all like to talk about how California, bunch of fucking, liberal elites and all that shit, whatever. With fifth biggest economy in the world. And now you're looking at Donald Trump and Elon Musk over there, and I think they're salivating a little bit. I think they're looking at California and they're going like, how do we get in there? How do we do something about that? And unfortunately, if you've looked at the maps recently, now, mind you, a large majority of California is still Democratic, but a lot more of it turned red this year because there's dumb fucking people in California too. So when you look at what's going on moving forward, it's going to be about like active resistance. It's going to be about like, standing up for you and yours. And, like I said, that doesn't need to be physical, I'm not trying to get anybody out there like, on the street, doing stuff. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do me. Like I said, talk to my daughter in a certain way and find out. As far as what you can get out there and do, like, don't support these companies, man. Fuck Walmart. Don't support Walmart. Fuck Home Depot. Don't support Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your money where your mouth is. Like, it's time to harden the fuck up. Like, if you want to make a change in this world, then you're gonna have to make some decisions. Like I said, you got to do it. See what you guys are doing. Palestinians voted for Jared Kushner to burn Palestine. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, Chi, but right now they're telling northern Gazans that they're not going to be allowed to go back in. They're telling any northern Gazan that's in there right now that you're not going to get any aid. If they said they estimated, I think it's like 400,000 Gazans still up there. Maybe it's 40,000. I can't remember. But those Gazans will no longer get aid brought to them in the north. And so pretty much that's a fucking war crime. Like, you're not going to provide any humanitarian aid to civilians. And you know why? Because Donald Trump's going to be the president. Because I told these dumbasses. I said, you're going to protest vote Kamala, and Donald Trump is going to allow them to do the worst possible shit to Gaza. And all these people are like sharing this, oh, Gaza now, Hamas wants to come to the table. Do you think that's a good outcome for Palestinians? I don't enter that conversation very often. But do you think that's a good outcome? Do you think that Joe Biden, by sending, limited amounts of weapons to Israel to fight that world war, was worse than them coming to the table right now? Because them coming to the table right now, they are guaranteed to be under the thumb of Israel for the rest of time. They can't go back into northern Gaza now. I said that morning. I said Donald Trump is now going to force them to take the worst deal possible, because Donald Trump has said, like, I fucking go in there, finish it off, do what you got to do, dog. Do it fast. That's what he said. He said, do it fast. Do you know what fast is? Do you know what fast looks like? It's not dropping pamphlets. It's not telling people to evacuate. It's dropping bombs. Big bombs. Over and over on people that haven't been warned. That's what you protested for. Like I said, I'm not up here to curb my shit. I just, like I said, I feel like you can't, I can't sit here and say my heart goes out to people that are being fucking, just, absolutely murdered. You're like, destroyed. But for the people here in America, like, y'all drive me nuts. Like, you're not helping those people by fucking getting Donald Trump in office? Like, what? Like, are you guys aware of the craziness that you believe? Anyways, I don't want to spend all morning talking about this shit. This is why I never talk about that shit. I get all fucking crazy on it. Yeah, blacks for Trump voted for threats from their white so-called. Yeah, and the funny thing, Chi, is that like actually like a lot of African Americans still voted for Kamala. I want to make sure that I'm 100% on that. The biggest percentages of votes were from white men and white women and Latino men for Trump. I still think it's like something like 76%, or maybe it might have been higher than that. 76% of black men still voted for Kamala Harris, which, fucking good job, guys. But that's a lot lower. That's a lot lower than Biden. I think Biden was like 87, So I'm not here to play the blame game. I know that I just sat there and bitched about stuff for that whole time, but that's why I have this video queued up in front of me right here. And this is a video that says, why it's not the protesters' fault. And I like to, I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm just speaking off my chest, and I'm just saying the things that I feel are correct, and maybe I'm incorrect. But that's why I'm going to watch this video and see what Fran has to say right here, because I'm sure she's got a different opinion on this point of view. That's why I watch Mike Figueredo over at the Human Reports, because he's a better human being than I'll ever be. And but I saw him. He cracked a little bit. He feels that anger too. I know a lot of people out there are. Yeah, black women came out big, dude. Tammy, black women fucking worked. It came out. Yeah. Yeah, Jill Stein always gonna just help out. Like, that's the people that think they're libertarians that have no fucking idea what libertarian means. You love my new profile pic? Thanks, Sharon. It's more me. At the end of the day, I'm the angry ginger. Like, I tried to get up here and try to do this. I tried to play like almost a lefty style game, Like, this is what I've been doing my whole life, is like, I come from nasty place, and like my whole life I've been forced to kind of like tone it down a little bit. Exist in society, say things nice to people, be a good person, and it's like, that's not how I grew up, man. And like, that's why I try to do it with YouTube. I got on here and I'm trying to play a game. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to, like, not even for money. Like, I don't make any money really off this. So, like, it's because, like, I like doing this. I don't want to, not be able to talk to you guys. So, like, that's why I'm trying to do it that way. But at the end of the day, it was a little too clean for me. A little too lefty. A little too, like, when they go low, I go high. That's not me. That's not me. When you go low, I go lower. When you go low, I take out your fucking ankles. That's like what I'm going for. You know what I'm saying? So black women are the only ones that tried to save us. Yeah, like, dude, end of the day, what up, Spikin'? When you look at those percentages, the largest portion of blame falls on white men, and then it's white women, and then I think it's like Latinos after that. Like, it's crazy. White people have gotten immigrants to hate other immigrants, man. And they did it the best way possible. This is something Mike Figueredo said. And I've been saying to you guys this whole fucking time. So I'm glad that somebody hears what the hell I'm saying. And that is, the right says bad shit about you guys to you guys, and then you guys flame your own people for it, And so it's like, the right says, there's immigrants that are coming across the border, and you did it the right way. You're legal now. Regardless, like, you're sitting there like saying you did it the right way, and you did some bad shit too. But it doesn't matter. You're legal now. So now you look at immigrants coming across the border that probably did shit the same way you did it. But you want those white dudes that are around you fucking with their MAGA flags telling you you're not one of the bad immigrants. You're one of the good brown people. You're one of the good brown people. Like, anybody that has to tell you that shit isn't your friend, dog. Like, I don't give a fuck what you look like. I don't care what color you're from. Like, like, I grew up with everybody. End of the day, if you down with me, I'm down with you. Like, just be a good person. Just don't fucking vote against women's rights. Like, I don't give a shit, you know? Like, but if you're on that side, but like I said, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. Things are gonna get real dramatic in a little bit, and some of that shit's not gonna involve the left at all. The left's gonna just sit there and watch this shit happen, and just have a chuckle. It's gonna be season 2 of Donald Trump's second presidency. Season 2. Season 2. Season 1 is gonna be kind of just wild. You know, it's gonna be just mostly us yelling at each other, telling each other, we think it was your fault. I think it was your fault. I think it was your fault. Season 2 is gonna be where it gets good. Season 2 is gonna be where Elon Musk crashes the economy, and people that voted for Donald Trump are gonna go, wait, what? Season 2 is going to be where people that lived off the Affordable Care Act don't remember how expensive it was for lower middle class people to get health care. Yeah, that's when season 2 is going to get good. Season 2 is going to be when your ass remembers what it was like to go to a private insurance company and you got, possibilities of cancer because you're over the age of 35, and they go, oh, yeah, no, we don't want to insure you. Yeah. Sorry. That's season 2. That's the fuck around and find out period. That's what I'm going with. Season 1 is going to be mostly all the Trump supporters having a great time watching us be mad at each other. And that's what I'm trying to say. I say all this stuff. These are just my opinions, but I still fucking love you guys. You guys made me mad. Certain people made me mad, but I still fucking love you guys. Just get your shit together. Just get your shit together, and we'll be okay. All right? But season 2 is where it gets good. Do you see my statement to Trump support? I was on Discord for like half a second this morning. Discord's annoying me right now too. I can't parent all this shit, dude. But I'll jump on there and check it out, spiking. I can see everybody turning on Trump by the end of his term. Yeah, I same thing, Ken. Like, at the end of the day, if I would be, look, okay. Let me think about this before I say it. I've been saying a lot of shit this morning without thinking about it. I've been doing what Mike Figueredo said. I got on here, just shit all over myself and just said the things that came to mind instead of thinking about them. Look, this is what I think about a Trump presidency. I think it's going to either be the most wild and chaotic bullshit, weird time of people trying to do things and not getting them done, and then half-ass getting them done. When you look at the people he's staffing, this isn't Nazi Germany, okay? This ain't Goebbels. The one thing you can say about Goebbels and all those other guys, those motherfuckers were nuts, but they're also really fucking smart. A bunch of those fucking guys ended up in NASA, all right? I guess one of those stains on American history is some of those German scientists ended up at NASA. But the one thing you got to give them is a lot of those motherfuckers were actually as evil and fucked up as they were really smart. Donald Trump has budget Germany going on, all right? They're just now figuring out that RFK Jr. is not really on the same page. Look at who Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is drill baby drill guy. Donald Trump is, I'm going to make the groceries dirt cheap by using tariffs, which is fucking insane, but let's just forget about that. But he's brought in RFK Jr. RFK Jr. wants to get rid of seed oils in foods. I've worked in the health food industry for 20 years. Do you know how expensive groceries are in organic food stores, in health food stores? Donald Trump is just trying to be he's anti-climate change. Elon Musk believes in climate change. All the Rogan people that are now in Donald Trump's administration are fucking climate change people. This is the weirdest amalgamation. And this is why people were no, it's the unity movement. He's bringing together all these people. No, do you know who Donald Trump is? Donald Trump does not deal well with people telling him things he doesn't like to hear. In that Rogan podcast, when talking about RFK, he said, Yeah, he's kind of a climate guy, and I don't really like that. We're going to be using oil. Like, so there's a possibility. This shit is just, like, insane to watch. It's gonna be just mostly like Donald Trump, in my opinion, wanting to do certain things, and then fucking Elon Musk going rogue doing shit. RFK Jr.'s probably not even gonna get a goddamn spot. There's gonna be a lot of hurt fifis here in a minute. There's gonna be a lot. Allegedly, there's going to be a lot of hurt fifis. Robert, thank you for being here and reminding me to say allegedly. Always got to say allegedly. Biden needs to step down to handle our last 2 months presidency of Kamala. Dude, I would fucking... At this point, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what? Like, the calm, even-handed approach of the left, it just ain't doing it no more. It's time to mix this shit up. It's time to do something wild, Fuck it. Pardon Hunter Biden, dog. Pardon your son. Give the presidency to Kamala. Like, if they want to go that route, then you know what? Fight fire with fire. Oh, man. No press conferences? This is my press conference. Always got to cover my ass. They already outed RFK. Like I said, no one understands that. People don't understand. I've been in the health food industry for 20 years. Donald Trump wants to cut regulation. Do you have any idea what organic foods are about? Organic foods have to be regulated. The very fear within the health food community is that all of these small brands get bought up by big brands. So you have like Nabisco that owns a ton of shit. You have Kraft that owns a bunch of shit. You have Hormel that owns a bunch of shit. What is it, Hormel or Kraft that bought Annie's? I can't remember, but Annie's Homegrown was a organic health food store brand for millennia. And it was bought like 5 years ago, right around COVID. Hormel bought Justin's peanut butter. The last thing the health food community wants is less regulation around the organic food. That means that all of these huge companies that they're already fearful of, they get to do whatever they want. You guys know about olive oil? Olive oil prices have went up like 33% over the past like 4 years. Not because of COVID, not because of inflation, but because of climate change. Because there's been drought over in Spain. And they push out the majority of olive oil, something like 66%. So they've lost something like 33% of their crops, 1.1 million metric tons or something like that. So now all of these places in like California are cracking down on finding these companies that are mixing the olive oil. So what they do is they take olive oil, they label it as olive oil because it only has to meet like a certain percentage to be olive oil. And then they add like canola and seed oils to it. And so places like, the Dollar General, or maybe not Dollar Tree, they sell olive oil for like $3 a bottle. But like real health food stores that sell real organic olive oil, it's like $20 for like a 500 milliliter, right? So that's like a huge difference. So they go and they find out that these Dollar Tree stores are actually just mixing tons of canola oil with the olive oil, which defeats the whole purpose of being a person that wants to use olive oil. You have on one side Donald Trump who wants to cut regulations, and then on the other side you have RFK Jr. telling you need to stop eating foods with seed oils in it. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. They're going to conflict, and they're going to conflict in the best possible ways. It's going to be amazing to watch all of these people that went over to Trump because they're like, RFK, bro. But he brought in RFK. Your boy's shot. He's cooked, dog. I've been in the health food industry for 20 years. Trump is not a health food person. The motherfucker eats Big Macs. It's wild. You sent it directly to me. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that, Spiking. Yeah. The dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. After all, Biden has immunity. Let's go wild. Like, yeah, do some crazy shit. Fuck it. Let's go, Linda. What up, Alan? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, guys. That's where I'm at. Is, you know what? Like, you want to be wild. Like, that's where I come from. I've been fucking held back. I've been, like, trying to play the fucking, middle game of, like, being a left-leaning individual that doesn't want to say mean shit. But I say mean shit anyways. But, but I've been trying. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I have been trying. I'm just saying, they want to go that route, then fuck them. Let's go. Let's get wild. Fucking make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States. Make her number 47. Fucking go ahead. Look, here's another thing. All these motherfuckers, all these conspiracy theorists, they're all talking about how all they really want is these political elites to be held accountable. And then Donald Trump gets put on trial. And it's not just Donald Trump on trial. Bob Menendez is on trial. Eric Adams is on trial. It's not just Republicans. But they forget that. They act like that doesn't happen. No. It's just Donald Trump. They're just using their political power against Donald Trump. You know what? I never want to hear from one of these conspiracy theorists ever again. None of these both sides are bad motherfuckers. Never want to hear ever again about how you want to see politicians held accountable. Donald Trump had 91 felonies, convicted of 34 by a jury of his peers. One of the people on that jury said they only got their fucking news from True Social, and that motherfucker found him guilty. I never want to hear a both sides fucking conspiracy theorist, garbage ass human being ever say to me one more fucking time that they want to see politicians held accountable. Because we did. We held one accountable. We held one accountable while the left held two others accountable. That chicken fucking, what's her name's, the New York mayor's, or not New York mayor, the New York congresswoman's fucking campaign that was working with the Chinese government. Her ass got in trouble. You know who's going to get held accountable? Eric Adams, Bob Menendez, the chick from there. All Democrats. All of them. Never want to hear another fucking word about it. What a shit show we're in for. Oh, it's going to be good. I can't believe that Kamala lost this guy. People are fucking nuts, man. Mental illness is real in America, dude. They chose a dude with 91 felonies running on a circus-ass campaign over women's rights. That's insane. It's insane. Let's just fucking say it, dude. These people are mentally ill. You know, they, like I said, they play off the left, dog. They know that you're the empathetic side. They know that you don't like it when people get their feelings hurt. And they use that shit against you. They know that you are the person that when somebody makes a joke about being fat, you're like, hey, there's fat people out there. You know what? And, they're nice people. Not all. We shouldn't, some people have diseases, okay? They know that when somebody says the word gay, you're like, hey, some gay people might be okay with that. But when you say that, there's gay people out there and it hurts their feelings. Don't do that. They know you're that group of people. So they're going to use that shit against you. They're going to talk shit to you. They're going to say the place you were born is a floating island of garbage. And then when you go, hey, we're not garbage. You're garbage. They go, oh my God. These motherfuckers called us garbage. Can you believe that? Because they know that there's people on the left that are going to go, yeah, I can't believe that. Hey, don't call them garbage. Not all of them are garbage. They know you're empathetic, and they're using that shit against you. It don't mean that you shouldn't be empathetic. It doesn't mean that. It just means you got to be smarter. It means you got to be more logical. It means you got to use some critical thinking. And that's what this channel is about now. This channel is about leaning harder into my secular humanist beliefs that logic and critical thinking are two of the most important things, and they're two of the things that are the least used in this society. It's a society that now is like, it's all reaction and no thinking. You know what? If they're going to use your empathy against you, make it your fucking superpower. Find the people that deserve your empathy and shower them with it. And find the people that don't deserve your empathy and keep it from them. Make it your superpower. Remember that. The dude out there shouting, "Your body, my choice," doesn't deserve your fucking empathy. Fuck that dude. The people that think that it's okay to send divisive texts, I don't give a shit who they are. Russian, fucking Trump supporter, whatever, to black people, they're going to send them texts that say, "Get ready to go pick cotton." Fuck them. They don't deserve your empathy. None. Zero. Nothing. They don't want to give you, you ain't going to fuck with my daughter. You ain't going to fuck with my wife. Expect me to be up here giving you empathy. You'll never get it from me. Not a single fucking little bit. Some mainstream media. Yeah, mainstream media, like I said, with the both sidesism. CNN's doing that shit. CNN's doing that shit. Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to find out. We're going to find out some real shit here in a minute about, places like California. We're going to see, can we defend ourselves? Can we defend ourselves? We're going to find out. I hate writing this because I'm anything but a conspiracy, but I just don't understand how the record early voting numbers resulted in a shit show. Early voting doubled in some places since 2020. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to be able to apply logic and critical thinking, RA. So my basis is always going to be that most likely the simplest answer is the most correct answer, and people on the extremely progressive left for a long time have been telling us that they're going to protest this vote. So that's where I start. That's my foundation. That's why we're about to watch this video if I ever get to it. But I've been ranting. It's been a morning. This is the one that gets me mad. I think using logic and critical thinking, my basis is going to be that white men turned out for Donald Trump. White women turned out for Donald Trump. Young white people that were upset about what's going on in Israel-Hamas chose not to turn out. And that's my basic foundation for where I'm going to start. Now, I've told you guys this before. I'm not immune to a conspiracy theory. I'm not immune to going a little bit further out there and, testing the limits of what could be or could not be true. So when somebody says, well, hold on, look at these, machines that were tampered with in Milwaukee, I'm like, well, that should be investigated. Look, I said it about Donald Trump. I said Donald Trump had every right to go through and sue all of those states, to ask for recounts, to go through the election results with a fine-tooth comb. I didn't have any problem with any of that. What I had a problem with was 4 years of saying that he never lost the election, making up a bunch of shit, running around with Rudy Giuliani and a fucking gaggle of the dumbest fucking lawyers on the face of earth, putting in bullshit excuse misinformation lawsuits that led people to a point where they would literally vote against their own fucking interests. That's what I have a problem with. So when you say, isn't it weird? Yeah, it's weird. It is. And it should be looked into. It should be looked into. Kamala Harris right now should be asking for recounts in every fucking state that she wants to. Kamala Harris should be dropping lawsuits everywhere she can. Kamala Harris should be asking people, why the fuck are there a bunch of machines that got tampered with? Why aren't we talking about that? That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. As long as you still have a basis of the most simple answer is probably the right answer. And that is, the most simple answer is that white men, white women voted for Donald Trump. Latino men voted for Donald Trump. More black men than voted for Biden. Less black men voted for Kamala than Biden. But to tell you the truth, I don't think it's African American men's fault. I think you put this squarely on the shoulders of white men and white women that chose their own self-interest that has nothing to do with the interest of the country. Donald Trump made white people scared. He said the brown people, the black people, they're coming for your stuff. It's a tale as old as time, and America's history is rampant with it. If you really want to get down to the bare brass tacks, America is still a very racist nation. It's just not as prevalent in the outward shit that people see. Now you can hang out. You like the one Mexican dude, but you're still scared that the people across the border are going to come in. So it's less internal racism, and it's a whole lot of external, like, they're coming across the border. They're eating your cats. They're eating your dogs. Fuck, I mean, how many examples do I need to give? You know what I'm saying? This Joe Moore book has fucking pilled me. Dude, read Broken Badges and White Robes, dude. This shit, it's pilled me. I don't know what it's pilled me, though. It's some pill that I am pilled right now by it. Yeah, he's against the status quo. He is the status quo. Yeah, he is. To be honest, Jude, he is the great white hope. He fucking did more than that boxer ever did. You find comfort listening to British media making fun of Trump? Yeah, I was just listening to this Scottish dude just call him everything that our media should have called him. Our media should have said, this motherfucker is on trial for treason. I didn't hear that shit once, dude. I didn't hear it once. Like, I'm out here saying it every goddamn show. Don't forget that this guy has a trial for treason. And he, don't whitewash that shit. It's not that he fucking, went through the election results with a fine-tooth comb. That's not why. No, he's on trial for treason because that motherfucker straight up did some nefarious shit. He went through and he put together fake slates of electors. Slates of electors that had no legitimacy. No legislature was like, yeah, you guys are good to go. Here you go. Fucking send in those slates of results. Mike Pence literally fucking brick walled a dude at the fucking certification. Was like, don't come near me. Because the dude wanted to give him fake results to an election. It's just that too many people are too fucking lazy. Well, he's not allowed to go through the election results, dude? He's not allowed to ask questions about the election? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody cares that he asked questions about the legitimacy of the election as long as he was going about it in the right way. That's the difference between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. That's the difference between Donald Trump and Al Gore. Al Gore did it the right way. Hillary Clinton did it the right way. I don't have a problem with people saying, oh, I think there might have been fraud in an election. Let's go through it. That's what you should do. It's when you get together a bunch of fucking people in Arizona and you have them all sign a bunch of shit on a fake piece of paper that they had to literally make themselves and then stamp it with the seal of Arizona that was literally made by them and then sent that shit via like fucking telegram to a dude to walk it into the fucking Capitol building to try to give it to Mike Pence to have him read results that were not legitimate. And not a single fucking person on CNN was talking about that shit. What's happening, Great Pill? Exactly, Linda. Exactly. It was treason. Yeah, and maybe there's some people out there that did say it. But I'll tell you this right fucking now, dog. I'll tell you this right now. It wasn't CNN. Wasn't MSNBC. Stop supporting these motherfuckers. Mockler just dropped an interesting video. All right, here. Let's check out. We gotta bring Tennessee Brando in because this is how we balance out the angry ginger guys. We get me up here losing my shit, all right, and then we bring Tennessee Brando in to calm it all down a little bit. So let's check out. What up, fan? What's going on, fan? Whole 18-inch pizza with all the toppings. I can't do onions, dude. Sad and Elizabeth. If I do onion, I've had heartburn for like a week and a half, and I blame fucking MAGA supporters for that shit too. This is why y'all still on ban. This is why Trump supporters are still banned on site right now. It's because I've had heartburn for like a week because of you motherfuckers. I am going to burn your entire content creation sphere to the ground over that shit.
So I'm going to tell you guys what honestly went through my head when I
Let's
realized
see Tennessee Brando get angry.
Was the winner of the 2024 election. I just didn't make this video immediately because I was so mad that I knew I would spiral. Hold on, over that. because I was so mad.
You guys know you done fucked up when you made Tennessee Brando mad. Listen to this man's voice. Can you imagine hearing Tennessee Brando yell at somebody? Can you even imagine Tennessee Brando getting upset, yelling at somebody? You know that even when he's mad at you, Tennessee Brando probably talks in that same voice. And look, I am not angry at you. I am just disappointed. Y'all made him mad. Holy shit.
That I knew I would spiral, go completely off the rails, and it wouldn't be productive for anybody. But the first thought that went through my head was, well, they
it does
sold
look
out
like the
their
Undertaker.
daughter's future for a carton of eggs. That's the first thought that went through my mind. They took a look at everything going on in the world. They took a look.
And once again, like I said, these dumb shits don't know that conventional eggs are half the price of organic eggs. Do you know what would happen if RFK Jr. decided to make you all eat organic foods? Like I said, I've been in this industry for 20 years. 20 years. If he told you right now, if he said, we're shutting down the big egg farms, you know, the Tysons of the world are getting shut down, do you realize how expensive eggs would be? Look, at the end of the day, I think people should eat healthy. I actually believe a lot of the health food shit that RFK talks about. I believe in getting rid of red dye 40. I believe that there are things in our food that make us unhealthy. I believe that most of you should just eat chicken, rice, and broccoli. I believe in free-range chicken. I believe in, these are all California points of view. It's so weird to see. I'm like, Donald Trump hates California, and he put somebody in his administration that is trying to drive home California's ideals. But if you look, there was a guy last Thanksgiving, a senator, who went on X, and he said, look at this. This is what Joe Biden's doing to you. This is what Joe Biden has done to our economy. $70 for a turkey. They used to be $20. And took one look at that. I clicked on the image, and I was like, that's a free-range heirloom organic turkey. That motherfucker is lying to you. He didn't buy that shit at Save Mart, okay? That ain't a fucking cost-you-less turkey. That is straight up from Whole Foods. You motherfuckers are about to have $70 turkeys, and you're going to be like, I don't understand what happened. Well, we voted the Mexicans out. We got rid of Joe Biden and his bad economic system. Brenda, why is the turkey $70? Because you're an idiot. That's why. Enjoy your factory
all
job.
All of the people in their lives that a
high
second
fructose
Trump
corn
presidency
exactly.
could affect, and they chose
Drinking my
to choose
fucking
the
health food shit
grocery
right now.
bill over their daughter, over their gay family member, over their trans family member,
Fucking
over friends that would be affected by a second Trump presidency. They looked at all of that, and they said, we would rather have a cheaper grocery bill. We don't care if you guys get deported.
Yeah. You fucking voted out. You fucking voted to deport people here doing the jobs you don't want to do. You shit on gay rights. You shit on LGBT rights. You shit on women's rights. All for a cheaper grocery bill. And then you put a dude in the Food and Drug Administration that wants to turn everything organic, which is 3 times the price. Smartest fucking human beings in the world. Fan, when these motherfuckers, that's what I'm talking about, fan. When these motherfuckers have to eat a cricket burger. Oh, that's some maniacal shit right there. That's my evil villain moment right there. Oh, God, that's going to be amazing. Fucking enjoy your cricket burger, you fucking morons. God. Yeah, and then you're going to throw tariffs on top of that, Bop? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Deported. We don't care if you bleed out in the
Y'all
hospital
want to move to
bed.
California? Come
We don't
on
care
in.
if you end up
Come
in
on
a
in.
jail cell because the price of eggs and when I go to the drive-thru to McDonald's, that's more important to me than you are. That's what they said. Now, some people will say, well, you're being a little bit too harsh, but no, that's exactly how that people feel.
Dude, when they pull up to McDonald's, and the McDoubles made out of Beyond Meat, oh my God. Oh, Christ, I love
looking
it.
at the ones who was willing to sell them out.
Water's good here in
I'm not going
California.
to play
Yep.
clips of these hateful assholes, but for those of you that know who Nick Fuentes is, he's on there just absolutely.
Oh, no, he's going to play this. I'm already raging. This isn't good. You can't. I clicked this video to not be upset. He's about to play the Nick Fuentes video. You guys are going to hear me say the shit that I'm going to like get my ass like banned from fucking YouTube by.
Flexing and bragging about the fact that it's your body and it's my choice.
Yeah. $17
Have you heard about the
McDouble.
salt trick that's making men stay hard for hours
Oh,
in bed?
Jesus.
I thought it was going to be just another quick night, but my
Guys, I had YouTube commercials turned off for a long time until I realized exactly how wild these commercials are. I don't know if you guys need to know about that salt trick, but I'm sorry we're not going to play the rest of this commercial. But if you need that salt trick, go ahead and hit this woman up. She knows what's up. The fucking MAGA world has this is what we're in for right here.
Donald Trump has,
Holy
we've always
shit.
talked about how he empowered the absolute worst of humanity, but all the people that sold us out for the grocery bill, they empowered.
I want to say something what she said. She said, Hulk Hogan will probably be Secretary of State. I used to think the NWO gimmick was funny, but now it's real. And, dude, go watch that Vince McMahon Netflix. Go watch the Vince McMahon Netflix. First of all, Linda McMahon was a part of Donald Trump's last administration. And there's lots of stuff that you should know about in that Vince McMahon Netflix period. But this is something I came to while watching that. And that is that the people that were a part of the Generation X, the Attitude Era, right? That's what it's called. Those people were young men at that time. Those people were 18, 20 years old. Those people are now my age, and those people are the people that are voting for Donald Trump. There is a clear connection between the people that watched wrestling during Trump being a part of wrestling, during it being like super misogynistic, where they're like fucking, fighting women in the ring, tearing off their shirts and bra and panty matches, the fucking X look at my cock shit, like all of that stuff. When we were kids, we were watching it, we were like fucking, this is kind of funny. It was interesting. You were into it, but you never thought that these people were going to grow up and vote, and they did. Believe you fucking me, okay? The reason that we are here today doing what we are doing is because of that NWO era of wrestling. These fucking people thought that they watched a bunch of men rip the clothes off of women in a wrestling ring, got fucking, half-ass hard out in the crowd next to their buddy, and they were like, yo, like, fucking, yeah, we're gonna be fucking, oh, yeah, whoa. And then they went out into the real world, and women were like, yeah, we don't like that shit. We're not into that. That's not appealing to me. And dudes were like, what? No, look at my balls. What? Well, you want to fuck me? And then that's fucking, there's a clear line.
Humanity, and now those people are online bullying people.
I would not,
people's face,
Van, I would not fucking,
men
of course
are saying to
he
women,
was,
it's
of
your
course.
body, it's my choice, and they're
Shit.
laughing in their face. So what these guys did that voted for
Sorry,
Trump
Dark.
because of the grocery bill, they
Sorry for
voted
people when I
to
get a little too
allow
graphic.
a man
It's just who I am.
to say those kind of things to
Bash
their
the
daughter.
beach.
They voted to allow a man
I was there too.
to look at their
Gee,
daughter and
I was
say
there too. Not
that
there, but
I am going to
Yeah,
make
Bret
your
Hart.
medical decisions, not you.
Fucking Shawn
and they
Michaels.
voted for a man that said he would protect their daughter.
And if you ever want, I'm gonna go back on Tennessee here for a second. We're gonna take him back. If you ever want to see why people can have this relationship with Trump in the manner that they do, watch that Vince McMahon Netflix. At the end, he asked people like John Cena. He asked people like The Undertaker, people like fucking Shawn McMichaels. They asked all of them, Hulk Hogan. Like, so do you still love Vince McMahon with everything that's happened? And they're like, yeah, he's like a father to me. Like, the things that people are willing to forgive in this society nowadays because they've formed a type of attachment to that person. You see it in YouTube content creation nowadays, where certain people, certain YouTube content creators are, found to have had inappropriate contact with minors, something that we should all be against. Fucking, like, I will never do that, but if I ever do, don't fucking follow me. Don't fucking keep supporting me. Like, that's fucking insane. And these people, they ask them, they say, like, they go, well, with everything going on, do you still support him? They're like, yeah, he's like a father to me. He's a good dude. He really is. I know he does a lot of crazy shit. Like, they admit throughout that documentary that the character that he plays, that's a misogynist, that cheats on his wife, that does fucked up things to women, that's really close to who Vince McMahon is as a person. And then they go at the end, well, I still support him. I love him. He's like a father to me. That's the same fucking mentality that you have with Donald Trump. Same fucking mentality. They really believe it, yeah.
What up, Ozzy? They weren't man enough to protect them themselves.
Oh, sorry, I said I'd go back.
As we go forward, Donald Trump has, and we've always talked about how he empowered the absolute worst of humanity, but all the people that sold us out for the grocery bill, they empowered the worst of humanity, and now those people are online bullying people, rubbing things in people's face, telling people.
Bougie says she'll check out the video today. I know there has to be a root to this mess. I'm working on a book, Bougie, and it's called Conspiracy Illness, The Makings of MAGA. And it is drawing parallels between things like the WWE Attitude Era, between jilted Bernie supporters that got so mad about the shit that happened with Bernie in the primaries, both with Clinton and Biden, where those people have now gone over to MAGA. The Occupy Wall Street people like Tim Pool. There is clear connections between disenfranchisement of certain portions of the voter base, and also certain attitudes of people back in the 90s. My wife looked at me during that McMahon documentary and said, when Donald Trump says he wants to take America back, this is where he wants to take it back to. He wants to take it back to a time where you can rip the clothes off of women in a wrestling match, and it's titties out. Like, you can essay women and keep it undercover because there was no Me Too movement. There's like he wants to take America back to a time where men face very little repercussions for their actions. And there was an ability to do things on TV or in your personal life and not be judged for it because you were a white man, and it was understood that there was you couldn't hold those people to any type of repercussions. That's where he wants to go back to. It's not even the 50s. It's not even the 20s. It's just literally back to the 90s where you had these big CEOs that were capable of doing the worst possible shit to women and getting away with it. That's where Donald Trump wants to take America back to. 100%.
People how that men are saying to women, it's your body, it's my choice, and they're laughing in their face. So what these guys did,
I think they are just voting
because
yes.
of the grocery bill, they voted to allow a man to say those kind of
Ozzy
things
Fozzy,
to their daughter.
Thanks for joining
up.
They
voted to allow a man to look at their daughter and
Welcome
say
to Ginger Snaps.
that I am going to make your medical decisions, not you. And they voted for a man that said he would protect their daughters because the truth of the matter is they weren't man enough to protect them themselves.
There you go, buddy. There you go, buddy.
As we go forward, I've said this, as we go forward, things are going to eventually catch up to them.
Mm-hmm.
And when it does, I don't know if they will ever have the realization moment that they cut their nose off to spite their own face. But when that moment happens to them, I won't have a single ounce of compassion.
There you go. That's what I just fucking said, guys. Look, when I say it, take it with a grain of salt, okay? I'm an angry ginger. I get up here, I say mean shit to people all the time, all right? I get up here and I yell at people, I insult people. I don't give a shit about all this debate fucking, oh, it's ad hominem, that's ad hominem. Fuck you. I don't care. You're stupid. Your fucking argument's stupid. The shit you believe is stupid. I don't care. I'm not one of these people. I'm not one of these fucking YouTube debate bros, okay? I'm just going to tell you you're fucking dumb. But when Tennessee Brando tells you, when he says that, when I tell you, use empathy as your superpower, give it to the people that deserve it, and hold it away from the people that don't. When I say that, you can take that as a grain of salt. Because I'm just up here. I'm just an angry ginger. Who the fuck knows what I know? But when Tennessee Brando gets up here and says, I won't have compassion for you, that's your dad. That's your dad. That's your grandpa. That's your uncle sitting up there, the one who loves you, appreciates you, wants to see you do well. And that's when that dude looks at you and goes, you going to do that? Yeah? You going to do that? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And he's like, okay, well, don't forget, I'm not helping you out of this one. I'm not bailing you out. When that dude does that, that's when you know you fucked up. When I yell at you, that's just normal shit. When Tennessee Brando tells you he don't have no compassion for you, that's when you know you fucked up.
And the reason why that I won't is because I thought better of
What's happening, Benny?
I thought that people would have the basic common decency to not
What's happening, TSG?
be okay
Lady
with
Freedom,
stripping away
all the
their
good
daughter's
people,
future.
Danny.
There's so many people that I know that will go around and say, man, I got nothing against gay people. My son's gay. Well, do you know what you said to your son? You said to your son that the grocery bill was more important than he was.
Yep.
You tried to pass
Fucking
it off
A.
like, well, I like Trump's policy. I have nothing against you, when Trump's policy will absolutely affect your gay son. If you have a trans person in your family and you say, hey, listen, I'm not like them. I support you. I'm for you. Don't listen to them. I'm for you. Well, you voted to make their lives even harder.
Yep.
You voted for them to live in constant fear for at least the next 4 years. And to be dead honest with you, we're probably stuck with Donald Trump. He's never going to leave. So you've wished a...
Yeah, and if you guys don't believe that shit, go back and look at what Donald Trump said in his last rallies. He straight up said, I never should have left office in 2020. That's the kind of shit that, like, lucky for us, Donald Trump's old and eats Big Macs. But that's the kind of shit that if anybody ever fucking said that on the Democratic side, if Obama ever said something like that, they would freak out. And that's what I'm saying. You got to treat these people like they've been treating you. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? You gonna yell in my face? You gonna talk shit to me? And you expect me to be like, oh, it's okay. Like, I just need to make sure I take the high ground here. Oh, got to take the high ground because, you know, it's my job to keep this nation together. It's my job to make sure that these dipshits can go around and do whatever the fuck they want. Talk shit to my daughter, talk shit to my wife, take their rights away. Oh, so I'll just stand here and I'll just be super fucking peaceful. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like I said, say shit to my daughter. Bomb on sight, dog.
lifetime of nothing but fear on them. When Christmas dinner rolls around, Thanksgiving dinner rolls
You
around,
need some
you're sitting
melatonin?
there with your family members, and it's either A, really quiet, or B, some of them didn't show up. It's because when they look at you, they see that you were willing to sell them out for a carton of eggs.
Yep.
That's what it is. And you can sit back and say that you're not racist. You can sit back and say that you're not homophobic or that you don't have anything against trans people. And you can even say that you're for people coming here legally. You're perfectly okay as long as they come legally. You can say all of those things you want to, but your vote said the exact opposite.
Exactly.
And the people that it's going to affect.
And that is what matters. Because this is the shit. This is like where they gaslight the fuck out of you, dude. People will gaslight the fuck out of you by just being like, no, dude, like, I like gay people. Look, I'm not gay, and I don't think homosexuality is a good thing, but, like, it's fine as long as they just don't shove it down my throat. They're always shoving it down my throat. Have you seen there's, like, every comedy now has a gay couple in it? Oh, because, is that because gay people exist, dog? Does that hurt your feelings? Do your fee-fees hurt because there's gay people on TV? Oh, I'm so sorry for you. We'll make this your safe space. All of fucking TV will be your safe space. So that way you don't have to see gay people. Fuck you. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, it's crazy to get gaslighted by people. And you know what? I'll just say this. You know what? Maybe this is good. Maybe this is exactly what people on the left needed. This is like one of the things that drove me nuts about doing this political content, was I would have people from the left that would come into my fucking my chat and they go, stop being so mean. Stop saying mean things to people. These people are mentally ill, and you're talking mean to mentally ill people. Well, maybe this will wake you the fuck up. Maybe this will say to you, all those times I was saying that these people are full of shit, that it doesn't matter how nice they talk when they talk to your face, when they go into the fucking voter booth and they vote your rights away, that you shouldn't be okay with that, that you should be upset about that, that you should look at these people and go, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck you.
X sees that it says the exact opposite.
Sad and Tamara.
That's why they want nothing to do with you going forward.
All right, we can do that, Liz.
It's not as simple as, well, some likes Trump, some like Harris, some likes Democrats, some like Republicans. I still love you. It's not that simple, because what you did was vote against their interest. You voted to make their lives harder. And you did it
Ian.
all because the grocery bill got high, and because you don't understand how basic economics works. You sure as hell don't understand how tariffs work. You think that Donald Trump can get in there and he's going to wave this magic wand and make everything better on day one. Well, who are you going to blame when he don't?
Exactly.
Presenting odd pieces.
No, but that's for real. We know who they're going to blame. This has always been win-win for them, man. Because they have the ability to never self-reflect. These people literally believe everything that has been done to Donald Trump is just like the worst. He didn't ask for any of this. The 4,000 lawsuits that he's had against him in 30 years, long before he got into politics, those are just all mean people. Donald Trump's just a really good human being. You guys don't understand. He's never done anything wrong. We know who they're going to blame. We know who they're going to blame.
That looks so cool. What is it?
Who are you going to blame then when he don't?
It's a win-win situation for them always.
Slowly stop, and you look around and you go, "Hey, wait, there
was a plot.
Only voted against our own interests, but this is."
There was a plot by Iran to kill Trump. Was he in office? I think he was in office. And this is what I'm saying. Look, I'm gonna talk a lot of shit, and some of this shit's gonna be emotional. But I always want to stay grounded in logic and critical thinking. And I'm gonna let my angry ginger flag fly for sure for a little bit, because that's what needs to happen. Need to speak out on this shit, so that's gonna happen. But I always want to be based in logic and critical thinking when it comes to some of these things. He killed Soleimani. They're guaranteed there was a plot by Iran to kill his ass. So you killed the most important person in the Iranian government. This is why when people are like, he was a peaceful figure. Donald Trump had the whole world singing. It was like fucking Disney. There were like little fucking birds landing on people's shoulders and fucking singing songs into their ears. Squirrels were jumping up on people's laps and taking fucking bread from their hand. I don't think squirrels eat bread. This is why I can't with Trump supporters anymore. If you are a Trump supporter and you just want to fucking sit here and say, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. He killed Soleimani. That may have provoked fucking World War III. You right. Yeah, he did fucking kill all those people in Yemen. Yeah, he did bomb the fuck out of Syria. Yeah, he did release 5,000 fucking Taliban soldiers, 400 of them the worst fucking people on earth. Yeah, that all happened. We can have a conversation. But the thing is that they can't. They can't do any of that. They can't have a conversation like that. They don't want to act like what happened with Soleimani could have been a trigger. Like I supported, by the way, I supported the killing of Soleimani. Like, I was down with that, because that dude's a piece of shit human being too, okay? But if you're going to sit here and fucking say to me like, oh, that wasn't in any way going to be a provocation, like that isn't warlike, Donald Trump's the fucking peace master, the fuck are you talking about?
That's why that our families won't speak
Will
to
they
us
eat
anymore.
some bread out of the hand, fan?
This is why our friends don't respond to our messages anymore.
Yeah, she just said something too that cracked me up. Was when fucking what happened? What's happening, Diane? I didn't see you. What's going on, Diane? Welcome to the Angry Ginger Show. Yeah, she just said that about Kim Jong Un. Like the people that think they're like he had a really good relationship with Kim Jong Un. They were good friends. Like you do realize that the last letter that Kim Jong Un's boy, one of his dudes in his administration, sent to America was a fuck around and find out letter. Like he said, Mike Pence is stupid. Like fucking quote me on that shit. Go look it up. He literally called fucking Mike Pence like stupid or an idiot or a dumb. And then he said Donald Trump, if he wants to get into deciding who has the bigger nuclear arsenal, we will kill Americans. We will drop a nuclear bomb on America. Like this is like why I can't with Trump supporters, because if you told me about that about Obama, if you said if I said Obama had a great relationship with Kim Jong Un, he did not. But if you said that. If I said that and you said, well, here's this letter that says that we'll nuke the fuck out of America if Obama doesn't shut the fuck up, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's not a good relationship, actually. That looks like a relationship that's kind of mildly abusive. Potentially they should break up. But Trump supporters can't. They're like, no, he was doing a really good job. Kim Jong-un threatened to fucking nuke America. That's like it's like we'll go to war, we'll stop trade, we'll put fucking you won't get any of our goods, our people won't be allowed to go to your country. There's a lot of steps in between having an argument with a motherfucker and the motherfucker telling you he's going to drop a fucking nuke on your country. That relationship went from they talked in the fucking demilitarized, I can't say it right now, in that zone, the DMZ. There's a reason there's an acronym for that. In the DMZ to, I will nuke your country. God damn it. Yeah, poor Ukraine, yeah.
It's because this flex you're doing.
Saying it, Elvis.
And thinking you had it all figured out. See there? The economy was what it was, man.
Thanks
we
for
tried
joining,
to
Elvis.
tell you. We tried to tell you
like
it was
saying
the
Elvis.
economy. We tried to tell you that's what it was. What you really told us was what you thought about us. And what you thought of women, what you thought of your daughter. And you look up to a man who, at the end of the day, whether you realize it or not, hates you. This guy hates you. He's never cared about you. He would not wipe his nose on your Sunday best. You are a peon in his world. And he said, I will protect the women whether you like it or not, or whether they like it or not.
Fucking insane.
And you're standing there saying, yeah, let this guy protect my wife. This guy will do it.
Yeah, Kevin Sizzler. Welcome to the chat, Kevin. Says, the MAGA younger generation will never afford a PS5 or any computer anymore. Every part comes from overseas. With the tariffs, they would cost thousands. Exactly. But they don't know. Kevin, they can't spell tariff, okay? These people have no idea. Let's just be honest. Let's for 1 second. Well, we're always being honest, but let's calm down for 1 second. Angry Ginger, I'm talking to myself. And let's just talk about this. The main reason these motherfuckers voted for him was because he said he was gonna abolish the income tax. Let's just be honest. He said the words abolish the income tax, and all of these people came in their pants. They were like, oh, fuck. Now, do they know how that would work? No, of course they don't know how that would work. They have no fucking idea how economics work. They don't, like, these are the type of people that think they're libertarians. Oh, why do you think you're libertarian? Oh, well, like the community would just fix stuff. Well, what if the community's filled with assholes like you that are super selfish and don't want to give anybody any of their money? So then you say to yourself, oh, well, like, you know, like that, there's a pothole in the road, but I just drive around it. Well, somebody else is like, well, like it makes it unsafe to drive around it because then I have to go into the other lane of traffic. And you go, oh, well, too bad. I don't want to pay for it. So some asshole goes, I don't like the educational system. I think that people being educated by government systems is actually really bad. So I don't want to put my money in that. So what happens when you have a community filled with people that all have that same mentality? You have no schools, you have no roads, you have no infrastructure, you have no public transportation. That's what happens. That's what happens. But these people aren't smart enough to think past their fucking nose. And they heard the words, I'm going to abolish the income tax, which you probably won't do in the first place. And I'm going to make up all that money through tariffs. Okay, explain to me. I know Donald Trump can't fucking explain it to me. So you explain it to me. How are tariffs going to balance out the amount of money that is brought in through income tax in the United States of America? These motherfuckers can't do math, okay? They want to abolish the education system because they feel like they got bullied by the education system. They were made to feel dumb by having to show up and spell words and do simple fucking math. And they're taking out all their anger years later on women, on LGBT people, on brown people that come across the border. All because they watched the Attitude Era of the WWE. And they thought, that's what I should be. I should be a steroided up fucking muscle dude that gets to rip the clothes off women and fucking say dumb shit and tell people about my balls. That's who the fuck these people are.
This guy who was found guilty of sexual abuse and liable of sexual abuse, and he defamed the victim. This guy, yeah, we'll let him be in charge. This guy,
Jesus Christ, Elizabeth, don't say things like that.
Been one of Epstein's closest friends.
God, if they privatize education for profit,
it only counts with Epstein if a Clinton's name is involved, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's another one. Like, this is what I'm saying. My boy Tennessee Brando. These guys don't know they're my boys, but they're my boys. He's spitting truth right now. Okay, it's just like if you are a content creator on YouTube and you chose politics, I'm sorry, that was a bad choice. I didn't even choose this shit. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. I was on here to make fun of people, make fun of fucking MAGA Republicans for believing that Joe Biden's a lizard person. That's all I came on here to do. And somehow I got dragged into this shit. Somehow now I have to be just as frustrated as Tennessee Brando and Adam Mockler and Luke Beasley. All these like intelligent people that are just out here trying to go like, guys, can't you see that when Donald Trump says that like he's going to release the Epstein list, that he's on the Epstein list? And they're like, he's not on the Epstein list. And it's like, well, okay, here's his name 200 times in these court documents. And they're like, that's not him. And he's like, okay, well, how about these videos of him dancing with Jeffrey Epstein while pointing at women that are dancing? Or how about like this fucking video of Donald Trump telling a 10-year-old that he's going to be dating her in 10 years? How about any? And they're like, none of that's real. Look, I'll make this in my conspiracy theory. Here it is. Donald Trump releases the Epstein report. He does. I'm going to tell you guys. He does. And because the administration that he's put into effect in the White House, he's able to redact his own name. How about that shit? When you see the exact number of redactions as we have figured out his name appears in the report. That's when you know the game is fucking rigged. Is when you look at that shit and you go, why the fuck is there a bunch of black spots where it says, this dude that I hung out with a bunch during the 2000s? Oh.
No matter what evidence,
it's the only way it's coming out, boys.
Of Jeffrey Epstein,
be aware.
Don't ever say anything because it was never about that. It was never about that. All you want to do is be able to pin down a Democrat and say, gotcha. I got you. But you never want to take that long look in the mirror and realize that he got you.
Yep.
That he played you. And if my platform is still standing here when the dust settles from all of this, and anyone reaches out to me and says, hey, Brando, man, I was wrong about that. Sorry, brother. I'm just going to send you a link to my YouTube channel and say, go back and do your homework, you stupid son of a bitch.
There you go. I need to see these motherfuckers getting as mad as me. I do. You know what? Some of you guys don't like Destiny, and I get that. I understand it. He's got some pretty wild points of view on some things that people don't like. And I get that. That's what happens when you're a YouTube content creator. But I'll fucking say this. I give credit where credit is due. There's only been one other person that I have seen on this fucking YouTube content platform that has just been telling you guys that these motherfuckers are crazy and they're pieces of fucking weirdo fucking garbage, and that was Destiny. So fucking, you give credit where credit is due. It's about damn time that you hear some of these people that were trying to like fucking play the like, it's okay, like be cool, be chill game, okay? Say, you know what? Go back to my fucking channel and educate yourself, you ignorant son of a bitch. It's fucking time, okay?
That's what I will say, because it was right in front of you. It was right in front of you.
Exactly, Rob. Welcome, buddy.
We sat here and we brought the receipts and we tried to show people that Donald Trump was a terrible human being. It didn't matter to them. They didn't care. We showed them everything that he done. We brought the evidence. We put it in front of everyone's face. We brought audio and video of him saying and doing the things that we were saying he was doing. It wasn't that we was pulling it out of our ass. It wasn't that we were just, mad at him and wanting to be mean to him or persecute him. It was none of those things. It was because everything we were ever taught about morals, about decency, everything we were ever taught about American government and American democracy was being threatened like never before, and was right in front of us, and we were seeing it, and we were trying to point to it and say, do you not see what's coming right at you?
And like I said, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's good that this happened then, because maybe these people did need to wake up. We talk woke, but at the end of the day, were you? Were you woke? Were you awake to all the shit that was actually happening and how you actually needed to talk about how some of this shit is happening? Like, were you? Because you look at some of the ways that people wanted to talk about some of these things, and I myself was forced into it, pigeonholed into it. Like, we know that what we see is reality. It is objective, not subjective. Reality is objective. And we know that the people that are saying things like Donald Trump has never done anything wrong, Donald Trump is a fucking angel, and all these lawsuits and all these convictions, they're all just trumped up. We know that that's bullshit. We know that that's not reality. You wouldn't accept that from your significant other. You wouldn't accept that from your children. You wouldn't accept that from the people around you. You know when something is real. If somebody said to you, if there was an object and it was in front of you and that object was square, you would say that object is square. And if that person looked at you and said, no, it's not, it's a circle, you would, what? It would fuck with you. You would be like, no, that's a square. Wait, what? No, that's a square. You would ask a passerby, hey, what is that? And they go, that's a square. And you'd ask another person that walks past, hey, what is that? That's a square. And you go, okay, what is that again? That's a circle. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not. And if then that person looked at you and they said, you know what? I don't care whether you think it's a square or not. I don't care if all those people think it's a square or not. At the end of the day, to me, that's a circle. And you have to deal with the fact that that's the way that I observe reality. No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Trump's first lady is Elon Musk. Oh, dude. Later, Spiking. Thanks for being here, Spiking. Appreciate you. You're a square. BB says, I saw a MAGA man that posted that some are saying Trump may be a saint. He really said that. A literal saint. That is insanity. Yeah, the earth is flat. Exactly. Fuck, at least I can argue, like, you can kind of argue with me that the earth is flat. Like, I mean, you're going to sound like a fucking moron, but you could argue with me that the earth is flat. Like, I'm going to tell you that it isn't, but you have to prove the negative there because the baseline is that the earth is a globe. So you're going to have to prove the negative. But let's just be honest. You have a stronger argument arguing with me that the earth is flat than Donald Trump is a saint. Like I would rather argue with somebody that the earth is flat.
Were you asleep during
Alternative
history
facts.
class? Were you asleep during Sunday school? Did you nod
I don't
off
have
during
to.
all of
It
that?
just is.
Because now when I look back at it, I really don't think that
This is how they're trying to keep us happy.
any of you cared about American history or American democracy. And it's clear that you only used religion as a scapegoat to say, I go to church on Sunday, I'm a good guy, leave me alone. But you never actually got in there.
Thanks, Elvis. I just hope I hope I give you guys
this.
something.
I know that the Republican Party is the party of our...
And for all you guys, you new people and stuff that found me, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I'm gonna say some shit that makes you mad sometimes, but I hope I can be up here and for the next 2 to 4 years before they throw me in the gulag. I mean, it might be like next week actually. But if I do, please put money on my books. Yeah, and also if I do get gulagged, I hope I get a good roomie, like one that won't eat me. That'd be great. Like, I don't want to be cannibalized. That's like the fucking... Because, here's the thing. Right now, I could probably defend myself pretty good against, like, 90% of the people I think that I'm in there with. I come from a nasty place. I'm pretty confident in my ability to defend myself, even at 45-ish. The problem with food deprivation is you get weaker and weaker. And at one point or another, I know that my roomie is going to start to look at me, and they might find themselves... Like, they might want to eat a little ginger. You say the word ginger one too many times around a hungry person, and your ass is getting eaten. And I mean, not in a good way. Like, I mean, if I get gulagged and it's like me and Tennessee Brando, I don't know how big Tennessee Brando is. Is he a big dude? I'm an average-sized human being. Not too big, not too small. I land in the middle of the weight classes. I'm just saying, I'll gouge a motherfucker's eye out. But when you tired and you hungry, it gets a lot more difficult. You don't have the strength to push your thumb all the way through the eyeball. Sorry, off track. He's tall as hell. All right, that's okay. Okay, it's all right. If you guys haven't seen my "Can You Take the Rock" video, go watch my video on which one is it? It's called the clickbait is the end of. It says the end of on the thumbnail. If you haven't seen that, skip to the end of it, and you can watch my video, my first video I ever made on YouTube, and the video was "Can I Take the Rock?" And it was all because my kid, while I was drinking beer, I said something about hey, the Rock's a human being. I check his chin. He might go down. And that ended in a conversation in which my wife said she would leave me if I was crippled for The Rock. That my son said that he has the powers of a celebrity, which was really weird for a person to say to their father, and also very emasculating. I go into my strategy if I were to have to fight The Rock and how I would potentially win that fight. So all I'm saying is nothing's off the board, okay? But malnutrition is, that's an issue. That's an issue. I don't want to be malnutrition trying to fight a guy that's 6'4", that possibly ate 2 other people, and he's still in good health. These are all scenarios. These are all scenarios that we could possibly be looking at, guys. So I want you guys to be aware that this is something that we should plan for. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying for all you new people, is that if you don't know who I am, welcome. And I'm here to say the shit I believe. And I base most of the shit I believe in secular humanism. I think that certain things that are too extreme progressive are a little bit detrimental. But I also think that everything MAGA is fucking horrifically bad. So sometimes I'm going to say stuff that makes you mad. Maybe you stay subscribed. Maybe you don't. I love all you guys, and I appreciate all you guys. I just want you to know that. Throw stones and run. That's an option. That's option. Look, that's how we did it with the Lions, right? As we started off by throwing fucking rocks directly at their screaming like a girl is my defense reaction. It does throw people off. It throws people off. If you start screaming like a girl, like they fucking what was it? The dude, he would pull his pants down. You go and fuck with people on the street and you start a fight with him and then you pull his pants down. Shit throws you off. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm ready to fight until the dude's wang's out. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Fuck we doing? That'll throw me off. That'd throw me off my game. I'd be in trouble. I'm just saying.
Our grandfathers, this is the party of my grandfathers. Both my grandfathers was Republicans. I know for a fact that if they had have been alive, and
so you did that once,
and I would have acted like Donald Trump, I would have got
the scream like a girl thing or pull your pants down thing.
If I had said what I wanted to see happen to American democracy to my grandfather, who went to World War II, drove a D9 dozer, and pushed bodies into.
I'll bite a motherfucker.
Came through and cleaned up the war zones. If I said it to that man, he would backhand me in my teeth.
Yep.
So it's not as simple as, well, we just liked his policies, man. We were struggling. We had nothing against you. No, you had everything against us, and you didn't have the balls to go ahead and say it out loud. You know what? At least the Nick Fuenteses of the world, at least those guys just goes ahead and wears a symbol on their arm and just says their racism straight out loud and don't mix words. At least they have the guts to do that, and that's disgusting.
Yeah.
But you don't even have the guts to just go ahead and say it all the way out loud because you want to try to keep peace at Thanksgiving. But at Thanksgiving, your daughter is going to be looking at you, and all of your family who was affected by this is going to be looking at you saying, he sold us out for a carton of eggs.
Yep.
And he agrees with this guy and with these hate groups because he never once stood up against it. He never said anything about it. He went for it.
Yep.
And he sold us out.
Sold us the fuck out. Thank you.
So,
Tennessee Brando, folks. Tennessee Brando. As always, if you haven't liked and subscribed to Tennessee Brando, here you go. Fucking A, my friend. That is the Tennessee Brando channel. Go like, go subscribe. Look, guys, here it is. Let's talk about a couple things because that's what I do. First of all, what BB just said. BB, is it Bebe? Is it Bebe or BB? Because where I come from, it's Bebe. Okay, but I don't want to fuck this up. It's a new world coming. No one has the luxury of being offended. We got more important stuff to take care of now, and that's what it comes down to. Like when you had the luxury. When you had the luxury of being mad because somebody used the R word, when you had the luxury of being like, yo, making fat jokes make fat people, upset. That was great. That was great. We don't have the luxury right now to start, taking the people within our side and holding them account over small shit. You should always hold people to account over the real shit, the honest shit, the big shit. But for a while there, I think the left as a whole had the ability to focus on little things. And now you don't. You don't anymore. You got bigger fish to fry. So it's time to stop with all this little shit. And it's time to realize there's bigger fish to fry. Look, do I think that, transgender people should be allowed to use whatever bathroom that they want to? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the logical point of view is that no one's going to be standing at the fucking door checking people's genitals as they go inside. That's insane. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, should it ever be made illegal for a transgender person to go in the bathroom? No, ever, never. That's what we fight against. That's the big thing, okay? You fight against them making it illegal for a person to use a bathroom. Because no one's causing or committing these fucking crimes that these people claim they are. And if they were, we could have a conversation about that. But does that need to be the thing that you need to be concentrating on right now? No. That's not. Bigger fish to fry. It's time for all of us to stop getting fucking, offended by the little shit and start concentrating on the big shit until we can get ourselves back to a place where we can start talking about little shit again. Start refining. Start grinding off the fucking abrasive parts. But for now, we need to fucking get up, speak with our chest, stand up for LGBT people, stand up for fucking minorities, stand up for women, and not just, talk about it, but fucking do it. Live that life. Be the fucking change that you talk about. And it does mean that you can't just spend your entire life getting offended by little shit. It means that you got to save that energy for all those big things. We ain't going to be talking about like microaggressions and shit like that. No, we're going to be talking about fucking fighting the big fight, getting Donald Trump out of fucking office. And if we got to endure 4 years of this shit, it's pushing back against him for 4 fucking years and saying, honestly, we're better people than this. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and let you do to, these marginalized communities what you want to do. If Donald Trump stands up there and goes, we're going to put in a law into effect that if a transgender person uses the wrong bathroom, in his opinion, that they're going to, go to prison for 5 years. Or if a college kid protests and burns the American flag, as much as I'm against that, I don't burn the American flag. I'm not with it. You still don't put him in prison for that. If those are the things that he stands up there and tries to do, then we stand the fuck up and say, no, the fuck you ain't. Not in my house. And you say it with your chest. You speak up and you speak out and you speak often. That's what we got to do. Yeah, Rob, always, dog. That's what I mean. Some of these things, who we get to check if that were a thing. That's what I'm saying, Rob. Matt Dillahunty. I don't know if you guys know who Matt Dillahunty is, but he's one of my favorites. And he had a debate with Dinesh D'Souza. And Dinesh D'Souza said this dumb shit about transgenders in bathrooms. Well, they're going in there and they're assaulting people. And Matt Dillahunty was like, who's going to check? How are you going to verify? Like, I can bring up right now, I can bring up some transgender women that you would have no fucking idea in your life. In fact, a lot of these fucking incel MAGA Republicans would fucking jerk off to those pictures all day long. Probably do. And just like Rob said, that's why they hate it. They hate it because it's projection. They hate it because they know they like it. That's why. I found with a third bathroom. Yeah, we're not talking about the bathroom. God damn it. Yeah, and that's what Tennessee was saying earlier, lady, is that, like, a lot of these people are finding out now that, like, I said this. I drew a line. I said, we can talk about a lot of fucking things. You want to talk about bathrooms, we'll talk about bathrooms. You want to talk about DEI, we'll talk about DEI. There's plenty of stuff to talk about, and I'm perfectly fine with having those conversations. But the moment that you cross the line of, endangering my wife and my daughter, it's over. It's fucking over for you. Like, I have zero respect for you. There's no conversation for me to be had about that. I'm not going to fucking, like, take that seriously. You kidding me? The moment that you guys cross the line of putting my wife and my daughter's safety in jeopardy is the day you lost. 'Cause fuck that. We could have talked about the border situation. We could have talked about the economy. We could have talked about all kinds of the little dumb shit that you guys like to talk about on the MAGA side. Sure. But the moment you cross that line with my wife and my daughter and their safety, there's no more talking. Yeah, all women, sweetness. I'm saying my wife and my daughter, but it should go without saying. This should go without saying. I mean all women. You know what I'm saying? Stand up for the people. And that's what I was going to say. Stand up for the people. Look, I know this seems like it's easy. I know it seems like I just get on here and talk. But it ain't easy. My safety's in jeopardy for this shit too. And at the end of the day, I stand up for what I say. You know, like, there's lots of things that can be done to YouTube content creators. And when you have your Luke Beasleys, your David Packmans, your Tennessee Brandos, your Texas Pauls, you know, they get on here and talk, it might look easy, but it ain't easy. So it's all about, you know, like, if you guys want us to be your voice, then you got to support us. And that's something, once again, straight out of the MAGA playbook. MAGA supported the craziest fucking people. Laura Loomer, Charlie Kirk, fucking, you know, Tim Pool. Like, they supported the shit out of those people. And that's one of the reasons they won. One of the reasons that MAGA won was the support behind people like Laura Loomer and Tim Pool and Charlie Kirk. It was massive. And they believed everything they said. Now, I don't want you to ever believe everything I say. That's something I don't want to ever be a part of. But you should be supporting Tennessee Brando. You should be supporting David Packman and Brian Tyler Cohen. And every once in a while, they're going to say something you don't like. And you got to get out of your fee-fees and stop going, oh, he said this one thing that I don't like, so I'm never going to support him again. You're just as bad as the people that fucking, you know, that protested and, you know, didn't show up to vote. You know, Tennessee Brando might say something. I doubt Tennessee Brando will ever say anything you don't like, to be honest. But David Packman did. David Packman said, Donald Trump might win this election. And you know what people did on the left? They unsubscribed. They dropped their memberships. That's fucking insane. You literally shot yourself in the foot because David Packman told you, he fucking prophesized what was going to happen if people didn't get their shit together. Sometimes on the left, people are going to say things that you don't like to hear. But you got to get through your fee-fees. And you got to still look at those people and go, you know what? Like, we are 75% there, 80% there. Maybe the things I say to this person might help them to better understand the things. This ain't, look, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if I can have a conversation with a MAGA person right now. But I can have a conversation with the left still. I can still have a conversation with the left. And we should disagree on some things. I think, like I said, my heart goes out to Mike Figueredo. I think what, you know, his last video, maybe we should play that real quick. You can see the emotion that dude's going through. His family is in jeopardy. His family's rights are in jeopardy. His family might not be safe coming, you know, into this administration. But there's still things that Mike says that I disagree with. And we can disagree on those things, but I'm still going to support him. I'm still going to support him. Because at the end of the day, for the next 4 years, the people that are going to be pushing the hardest, working every day of their fucking life to get Donald Trump out of office, are going to be those guys. The American politics, Adam Mocklers, Luke Beasley, David Packman, Brian Tyler Cohen. Everybody. That's who the fuck is going to do this. And you guys. No, I support you guys. I want you to know that this goes fucking both ways. I want you to know that at the end of the day, I've said this forever, this channel ain't because of me. This channel is because of you. You're the ones that show up and chat and talk to each other. You're the ones that show up and chat and support each other. You know? Like, that's what it's about. Thank you for the $5, baby. Thanks, Angry Ginger. I'm all in for getting tough and not holding back. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I have figured out, baby, that I can heart these comments. You guys are going to have to bear with me. I'm still like a year and a half into this. Roland Martin, there you go. You know, create communities, guys. Thank you, Jay Trinidad. Or actually, thank you, Levon. Levon for fucking getting Jay Trinidad a membership. That's great. But Jay's one of those dudes. His friend is a Haitian. Like, people are going to be scared for their friends and their family now. And they're right to be so. Like, the right's going to shit on you and be like, oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. There's the left being scared again. Oh, you can worry for your friends and not be scared. You can worry for your friends and be more scared for yourself, because what's going to happen if you fuck with my friends? Like I said, the gulag might be in the future. But I'm okay with that. White says, was it Kamala was uncountable people's choice? How was her win given to Donald? Like I said, I'm perfectly fine with Kamala asking for recounts. I'm perfectly fine with Kamala Harris dropping lawsuits on states to force those recounts. The one place I will not go is I'm not going to become a MAGA Republican. I'm not going to operate in this weird sphere of unreality. I do believe that there were things that were done in this election that could be seen as being inappropriate 100%. The shit that went on with Elon Musk and that paying those people to sign up those petitions, that needs to be fucking investigated. I think that they have some evidence of certain voting machines being messed with. I think that should be investigated. But the one thing I'm not going to do on this channel is I'm not going to allow myself to devolve to MAGA's level of conspiracy grifting. I'm not here to grift off you guys. Thank you for super chatting. Thank you for joining the Ginger Army, but I'm not here to grift off you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to always know that like, there is a chance right now, like, if the left wanted to, they could just all become grifters. David Pakman could just like start just feeding into you all the conspiracy theories and just do the exact same thing that the right did. He could just like get on there and be like, he could play into your emotions and he could say like it's all stolen and there's potential that it was. Who knows? Like that should be investigated. But he could do that. And this is the one place that I think the left should continue to be better. Like I'm saying, I'm down. Let's go. You want to get on the level of fucking, you want to talk shit to me, I'll talk shit to you. I've been there a long time before a bunch of these motherfuckers that have gotten here. Okay? Like, I've been talking shit for 2 years. I've been talking shit my whole life, to be honest with you. But on YouTube, I've been talking shit for 2 years. But the one place I don't want to go is I'm not down with spreading misinformation, and I'm not down with grifting off you guys and creating a conspiracy theory crowd of leftists that just feed me and pay my mortgage. Like, that's not what I'm into. I'm trying to do something real. I'm trying to actually make an impact. I'm trying to like create positive change out of a real negative time. And like, there's a lot of people right now, well, you're just talking shit. That's not going to create anything positive. Sometimes you got to talk shit. I didn't get out of where I came from by being soft. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up shitting in a bucket. Okay, when I was like 10 years old, we didn't have any plumbing, and we all pooped and fucking peed in a bucket. This is gonna get gross, okay? And I lived in a bus with no electricity, no fucking running water, and when that bucket got full, you know who carried it out to a garbage can at 2 a.m. and dumped it in a trash can in the middle of a trailer park? My ass did, okay? Like, you don't get out of a life like that by being soft. You don't get out of a life like that by crying and getting your feelings hurt or making up reasons why it's somebody else's fault. You get out of that by speaking with your chest, by being fucking very proactive about getting yourself out of it, by avoiding the things that will keep you there. And I did that just barely. That's how you get out of that shit. And that's what the left needs to learn right now. That's what the left needs to learn right now. You know what I'm saying? That's where we got to get. That's where we got to get. All right, I'm gonna play this for you because we're up here, we're talking about it. I'm gonna play this for you because it does need to be seen, and this is the type of emotion I'm talking about. Now, I've said this before. Mike is a far left progressive compared to me. I have progressive values, but I've never been extreme progressive. Like, I stay out of certain topics because I don't feel educated enough to them because of my background to be able to speak to them. And I think that Mike here is a much more educated person than I am. He speaks a lot better than me normally, but in this video, he got a little angry ginger. He got a little angry ginger vibe going on there. And if you haven't seen this, and well, first of all, hold on. Before we do that, I'm going to put Mike's video in the chat because that's the proper thing to do. There you go. Right there. That's Mike's video. You guys should follow this dude, especially if you're progressive. Like I said, I don't agree with everything Mike says, but that's okay. The left needs to stop eating their own. In fact, he says some shit about Democrats, so it's gonna hurt your feelings. But it's true. It's true. Fucking, he is right about how he feels. I don't know that I'm 100% with everything he says, but he's right about it, and I like the vibe. I like the vibe, Mike. I like the vibe.
Yesterday, I shared my thoughts on why I think Kamala Harris lost, and just to reiterate what I said then, nobody really knows for sure, but I think some conclusions are more reasonable than others. And for purposes of this video, we are going to focus on the unreasonable takeaways. And to call them unreasonable is actually a little bit too charitable, and you'll see what I mean by that, because we're talking about the most brain-dead drivel mainstream media has produced in years, and I genuinely don't think that that's hyperbolic. But let's start with Philip Reigns.
So one thing real quick. We just talked about Tennessee Brando, and what do you say? You go to my channel and watch some videos, you ignorant sons of bitches. Always calm that Tennessee Brando, and you pissed him off. Mike here, he's a little sassy. You know, he's got some opinions, and he doesn't hold back. But I have I look at Mike as being a person that really keeps his shit together much better than I ever have, and like I look at that as such a positive for him. But you can already tell the vibe in this video is he is done with this shit.
This is an individual who worked for not one, but two losing Democratic Party campaigns, Clinton 2016 and Harris 2024. And what's funny is that he actually played Donald Trump in mock
Rob,
debates.
I agree with
and
you.
I think you're going to see why that's actually a perfect role for him.
And that's the perfect example right there, Rob, of what I'm saying is I disagree with the number of fans of his that probably did sit out the election. In fact, I blame most of those people, and though I may be wrong about that, for the 16 million that didn't show up. Now, obviously, you can blame Kamala also for not coming out and like saying she won't send guns to Israel. Like, I think that, you know, really that was probably her path to winning, was saying we'll no longer send guns to Israel. Like, that's probably her path. But when you look at the number of like Jewish, I think it's Jewish men and women were like 76% for Kamala. So like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. That's all fucking hindsight's 2020 stuff. But I disagree with the crowd, his crowd that chose to sat out and not vote for Kamala. But I don't put that on Mike as far as like his views. It seems like he most likely voted for Kamala. And also at the same time, even if I disagree with that, like I said, this is the exact point I'm trying to make, is that I might disagree with that point of view from him, but I support the majority of the things that he believes.
Because his advice to Democrats in the face of another loss is to try to peel off more Republicans by adopting more of their policies. In particular, get transphobic, and that's how you win elections. He said that on national television with a straight face.
I don't like the fact that a small portion of our party is pretty much dictating.
Just a heads up for you people that are, I see Sweetness saying they're joining Discord. You guys can join the Discord, but I do not parent the Discord. There are people in the Discord that are libertarian people that choose to fight with me. There are people in the Discord that are MAGA people that like to fight with me. And at the end of the day, like, I'm the type of person that I don't mind a fight. If you're going to come at me, I am going to shit on you. And I do, like I said, right now we have a moratorium on Trump supporters because I think it's funny to ban them. But one thing about this channel is I actually do not back away. I do not shy away from Trump supporters. If they want to come in my chat and they want to say something to me, I shit on them. That's what I do. So the only time I block people is generally when they're either being like a little too fucked up to the people in my chat, or when they say certain things specifically about children. Once we enter that portion, then I will ban people. But for the most part, I do not block people. I do not ban people. I shit on people because I think that's the proper way to go about things. So just a heads up, if you do want to join the Discord, if there is somebody there that pisses you off, that you don't like the way they go about things, my stepbrother is a libertarian and he oftentimes pisses people off. He's not a Trump supporter, but he is a guy who doesn't exactly agree with me or you. So if you join the Discord, use the block button, use the mute button. If somebody goes too far, they will be banned from my Discord. But I do not parent the Discord. I don't have the time to parent the Discord. I have a job, a family, and a YouTube channel. So just so you guys know, everybody should understand that. I guess if you've been here before, or if you haven't been here before, is the way that I do things. Is if you're MAGA and you come in my chat, I'm not going to block you. Well, right now I will because it's funny. But I will shit on you. Like, I'm not afraid of confrontation.
Where we are. That they are pretty much, we are being branded as the most extreme of us. It is not only politically problematic, as we just saw, because none of this stuff helped the other day. Without a doubt, it's a problem. But we need to take stock of why we are being held hostage to the far left. No one should be and wants to be kowtowing.
Okay, first of all, I'm just going to say this, and it's really mean, but is that dude an alien? The bald dude. See, this is where I'm
To the extremes of their own parties. It just shouldn't. To the extent that majority should rule, the majority of Democrats don't agree with the things that we are being tagged with. Now, how that works.
Tick through a couple of those things.
I think Democrats believe in common sense stuff more than you realize. I mean, it's not like any of us sit at home and don't talk to anyone. Most Democrats I know think there's a huge problem at the border. Most Democrats.
Yeah, and see, everything he's about to talk about right now, it just doesn't make any sense that this is what they're talking about. And this is one of the points Mike makes in this video. It's like you could say any of these things, but Kamala Harris literally ran on trying to push through a conservative border bill. This is not why Kamala Harris lost. Kamala Harris didn't lose because Democrats as a whole weren't getting behind her on the border bill. You can go back and watch my videos. I literally said that there are things within the border bill that I like. I like the idea of adding more Border Patrol agents. I like the idea of adding technology to find fentanyl on the border. I like the idea of adding justices to the court system so that way you can get people through the immigration process more often. But I disliked some of the inhumane things that they talked about in that border bill as far as deportation went. But at the end of the day, the majority of the left said, we got behind Kamala on this border bill. So why the fuck would that ever be the problem? Why would that be? Oh, if you're dumb enough as a Democrat to fucking look at other Democrats going like, oh, okay, well, I don't like some of the border bill, but I like some of it. And that's what made us lose? That's not what made us lose. There's a lot of other things, and this guy's a fucking campaign manager. This guy managed her campaign.
Democrats I know think, frankly, that males at birth shouldn't play in women's sports and vice versa.
CNN is garbage.
There's a reason why $40 million in ads on this topic were thrown at the vice president. But
like he just said, he's like, oh yeah, people don't like that transgenders are getting in sports or whatever like that. It's like there's like fucking 10 people in the country that are trying to play sports that are transgender. It's not this huge fucking issue in our country. Okay, there are much bigger problems in our country. That she didn't run. She wasn't like forcing transgender athletes down conservative throats. She ran a campaign that was between the 45s, just like one of these dipshits is going to say she should have done. She literally was running with Liz Cheney and trying to bring people over from the conservative side, which I think was a losing fucking process. During the time that she was doing it, I was like, oh, I can see how that could benefit. But the reality kicks in afterwards, and you realize that reaching over to the conservatives, they might have looked at you and they might have said like, oh yeah, like I hate Trump too. Yeah, like totally. We'll go around and we'll campaign with you and we'll get you the conservative vote. And then when they went in the fucking ballot box, they checked off Republican. Because they don't want to live in a democratic society, even if it's Donald Trump at the head of it. So I completely disagree. I think it's time to stop reaching across the aisle to these conservative voices when it comes to trying to get their vote. You need to fucking focus on getting the people within your own party all in the same fucking bubble to understand what they're fighting for, what we can agree on, what we can disagree on, yet still be fucking friends. Because that's what the right has done. The other day I saw Destiny say this, and I agreed with it. It's that the right their president is directly in line with their moral values, which are really fucking shit, right? Like Donald Trump is MAGA. So therefore MAGA is completely in line with Donald Trump. The left isn't completely disconnected from their candidate, but they are just off to the side of it. Like I saw people the other day saying we should have ran Bernie. And I actually disagreed because I said like the easiest thing for Donald Trump to do is just call him a socialist because Bernie doesn't disagree that he's a democratic socialist. He doesn't disagree with that. I love fucking Bernie. Oh, wow. Don't clip that. Actually, clip that. Clip that shit. But Bernie's my dude. And I was like, I still don't think people would vote for him because Donald Trump would just go, he's a socialist. He wants to give all your money to the Mexicans, the Latino, the Latinx. They want to give all your money to them. And like that would probably fucking get a bunch of Democrats to be like, well, yeah, actually, it's true. We shouldn't be giving our money to fucking other people. That's my money. You know, like, but I think I'm wrong, actually. I actually want to correct myself. And this was like, what was it? Wednesday I said this. I want to correct myself. I think Bernie probably would have won because today's environment is legit anti-establishment. It is legit pander to the both sides are corrupt. It is legit, at the end of the day, you know, trying to get conservatives on the side of Democrats or Democrats on the side of conservatives. Not working. Donald Trump didn't appeal to Democrats. He didn't try to. He didn't have to. Because Democrats appealed to conservatives, and that made certain Democrats go, what the fuck? And they chose not to show up. Like, you know, campaigning with Liz Cheney. I was like, well, I understand why she's doing that. I get it. Like, from a logical point of view. Well, this isn't a logical time. It's not anymore. Running Bernie Sanders might have been the thing to do. Kamala Harris running a Bernie Sanders campaign might have been the thing to do. But at the end of the day, like, this bullshit, like, fucking, they were running on transgender sports. Like, Kamala Harris didn't talk about any of those things. Kamala Harris avoided those questions in every interview with skill, actually. Was like, hey, look, that's not what we need to be talking about right now. In my opinion, Kamala Harris did a good fucking job, but she made some mistakes. But those mistakes didn't have anything to do with transgenderism. It wasn't transgenderism didn't lose us this election, in my opinion.
How we go forward from here, first, it comes from us. Yes, we have to listen to everybody, but people, again, the Republicans
I'm with
don't
that
get to
too,
tell
Rob.
us because
Like,
they
that's where
won,
I'm
like you
at.
said, for the first time in 20 years.
About Bernie.
And only
I
the
love
second
Bernie,
time in
but-
36 years, the popular vote.
But you can't just snap
what
your fingers.
everybody
Yeah.
wants. This is still a 50-50 country. For us to go forward and be representative of the Democratic Party, all whatever tens of millions, 500,000, you know, half the country, whatever you want to, however you want to describe it, we have to reorient it towards. And you know, the congressman made the point that he's up until today afraid to say it, and God knows what'll happen on my Twitter when I get home. But it starts with that kind of thing.
So the first thing they need to do is
I'll warn you, Mike gets pretty worked up here. What you guys have been in here watching me get angry, so maybe this won't be that bad for you guys. But Mike gets very emotional, and he should be. And I applaud him for doing so.
throw trans people under the bus. One of the most loyal demographics
Like
to
I
the
said,
Democratic
Democrats,
Party in
this
the
is going to
country.
hurt your feelings a little bit, so get ready for that shit.
I wish I had the power to reach through my computer screen and slap Philip across
Papa
his
Blue.
dumbass fucking face. But since I can't do that, I'm just going to politely recommend that Philip harm himself in some way. In Minecraft, of course.
Allegedly.
Not only because he's tacitly admitting
say
that he's
allegedly, Mike.
transphobic there, but because he thinks offering up my fucking trans family as a sacrificial lamb is going to appease the fascists. I promise you, Philip, Democrats will never be cruel enough to win over fascists.
Yeah. Before we get into the part that's about to hurt Democrats' feelings, let's just go over that for a second. You are never going to be mean enough to the minorities and LGBT community in this country to ever make the fascists happy. He's right. You don't. You can't. There's no way that you can pander to this current conservative party with logic. You can't say to these people, okay, we're not going to let them in the bathrooms anymore. They're going to go, yeah, good. Next. Oh, okay. We're not going to let transgender people play in the sports. Yeah, good. Next. You're not going to do enough for these people. Look, I'm the common sense person. I like Neil deGrasse Tyson's take on sports. Fuck gender. Why don't we start, leveling testosterone levels? Why don't we take skill levels? I think society has evolved far enough now that, bare basic, men, women, whatever, maybe that's not where we're at. I don't know. I'm not a fucking biologist. I'm not a scientist. It's just a question that's really hard for me to answer. But what I do know is that transgenders in sports is not some kind of fucking huge thing that we have to be dealing with right now. But the conservatives have made it such a huge deal and convinced that certain Democrats also that it's such a huge deal. Like, I literally have Democrats that will come in here and go, oh, yeah, actually, I am against transgender in sports. And I go, oh, okay, well, how many people do you think are actually in sports right now that are fighting this fight? Well, it has to be a lot because, conservatives are talking about a lot. I'm I think there's 10 high school athletes in the entire country that were, trying to get into high school sports. It's not something that should be focused on, and you're letting the conservative right, convince you that it is on the left because they know the left will take that torch straight out of the conservatives' hands and run with it. Carry it for them. Carry it fucking for them. Because they'll go, oh, I don't want my daughter, playing against men. My daughter plays against high school age young men in soccer right now. You know the number of times my daughter has been injured in her years of playing soccer? She has played co-ed soccer her whole life. You know the number of times she's been injured to the point of needing to leave and not play? Never. Do you know what I teach my daughter in co-ed soccer? I go, put your shoulder in his chest. Get out there and show those boys that they don't have a chance against you. Put your fucking shoulder in their chest. Make them respect you. Use your size. You're faster than them. And if one of them gets pissed off enough to foul you, that's your ball now. Take it. Flop. Fucking throw yourself on the fucking ground. It's okay. Because it teaches my daughter to get fucking tougher. It teaches my daughter to deal with the type of motherfuckers that this world is creating, that this country is creating in the future. It teaches her that she's not subservient to men. It teaches her that she can stand up, regardless of gender, to other men. But anyways, that's just my personal point of view.
Ever. You should know this because you tried it twice and you lost. But if you abandon trans people, LGBTQ plus people will abandon you. And you will lose every single election going forward if you do this, assuming we're lucky enough to have more elections that are free and fair. You either get all LGBTQ plus people or you get none of us. And if you abandon trans people, I will do everything in my power to convince every queer person I know and use this to get all LGBTQ.
Before he gets to this point, I want people to hear this one more time because, once again, this might hurt your feelings, but he's right. We have carved off the Bernie supporters. Those people went to MAGA because they're jilted and they want to watch the world burn now. They hate Democrats because the Democrats fucked over Bernie. That's the truth. They did. You got to speak honestly about the shit within your own fucking family to make sure that you can get past it and you can heal. Bernie got fucked. Bernie got fucked in 2016 and Bernie got fucked again in 2020. You need to start making this party listen to you. You need to start making this party understand that whether or not Bernie would have lost in 2016 or 2020, the biggest mistake they could have made was fucking over Bernie because they lost all those supporters. Those are now MAGA Republicans. During COVID, I believe the government did the right things, but they carved off the anti-vax left. They carved off the big pharma left because those people didn't get talked to in the correct way. Those people weren't assured. The government made mistakes at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, which is acceptable. It's understandable. But they did not come out and speak well to why those mistakes were made. So they lost those people too. So now you have the Occupy Wall Street people, the people that followed Tim Pool over to the right. They lost. We lost them too. The last thing that you can do right now is to start shitting on LGBT people, trans people, that we didn't talk about them. We didn't run ads on trans rights. We didn't run ads on transgender in sports. No, the right did. Conservatives did. The conservatives talked about transgender rights so much that it made it sound like the left did. But they didn't. That's not what Kamala Harris ran her campaign on. It was milquetoast. It was reaching across the aisle. So let me just say this right now. Mike is right. If you want to completely dismantle the Democratic left, go ahead. Shit on LGBT people. Shit on trans people and tell them this is their fault. Because when those people go over to MAGA, because MAGA is willing to accept anybody and everybody, you just got to shut up, sit down, and say whatever they want you to say. That's where they're going to find their new home. That's where they're going to find their new home.
Election going forward if you do this, assuming we're lucky enough to have more elections that are free and fair. You either get all LGBTQ plus people or you get none of us. And if you abandon trans people, I will do everything in my power to convince every queer person I know and use this platform to make sure every queer person never votes for this fucking party again if they take your advice. We don't vote for you because we love you. We vote for Democrats out of necessity for purposes of harm reduction. As a matter of fact, we fucking hate Democrats. I hate Democrats with every fiber of my being. So let this be a warning, Philip. Fuck around, find out. You already lost Gen Z men, but if you want to lose millennials, both cis and trans, both gay and straight, our whole generation fought for our rights. If you want to lose millennials too, go ahead, Philip. Throw my fucking trans family under a bus and see how that works out, you dumbass fucking piece of shit. But speaking...
And like I said, that's going to hurt some people's feelings in the chat right now. But you should look at that and you should understand why he's saying that, man. You should understand that he's right. You can't just continue to let conservatives browbeat you into submission. That's what they do to the left. And they've been doing it for fucking all time. They get up on their fucking soapbox and go, look at this, look at what they are, these are the people you are. And in the shit that you say when you're alone with your family, like you can't say it with your chest when you're out in the open. Because you're afraid. You're concerned that someone's going to make fun of you. They're going to go, oh, you're one of those weirdos. You're one of those people. Like, you don't support all LGBT rights, right? Right. Like, he's right. He's right. It hurt my feelings a little bit. I'm not even a Democrat. I'm a left-leaning individual. Actually, it hurt my feelings a little bit. I was like, hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. I voted for your rights. I was there for you, bro. That shit got to me, too. But, like, he ain't wrong. Like, do you want to seriously dismantle what little is left of your own party by shitting on a bunch of people that did not have anything to do with you losing this race? Kamala Harris never ran on any of this shit. Never ran on a single one of these things.
Speaking of dumbass pieces of shit, turf piece of shit Barry Weiss echoed Philip's exact sentiment.
Yeah,
it turns out that running on these extraordinarily niche issues like gender fluidity or defunding the police or any number of things that people...
Yeah. At what point did you ever hear Kamala Harris, and we watched lots of Kamala Harris, at what point did you hear her talk about gender fluidity? When did defunding the police ever come up? Defunding the police is like a fucking 1998 topic. Okay, it's like 2008, but still. Nobody even talks about that shit anymore. And here, let's just talk about this. Barry Weiss is on Fox News acting like she's a liberal. And this is something that we've been dealing with lately. Tulsi Gabbard acting like she's a liberal. RFK Jr. acting like he's a liberal. If they are liberals that have literally sold their soul for the grift. They're not liberals anymore. They aren't. They know where their money comes from. They know which side of their bread it's buttered on. And they know where to get it. And here's something that you guys want to know where my book's going. My conspiracy illness book is going. It's going to go towards the influencers. There's going to be a chapter on influencers. Barry Weiss, Joe Rogan guest. RFK Jr., Joe Rogan guest. Elon Musk, Joe Rogan guest. Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan comedian. Look, I'm not going to shit on Theo Vaughn because I think that there's some certain things that happened with Joe Rogan that the left also has to realize that they fucked up with. Joe Rogan was pretty liberal. Joe Rogan was a Bernie Sanders person. Joe Rogan was a person that supported Bernie Sanders that got upset about this shit. He's one of those people. Like, do I think Joe Rogan's an idiot? Yes. And does he fall further and further, in my opinion, every fucking day? Yes. But can I still look back at a certain point in Joe Rogan's career that he was pretty liberal and he was a huge Bernie supporter? Yeah. Because like I said, you have to have this fucking hard conversation with yourself. You got to say to yourself, all right, sometimes, maybe things went a little bit far and some people got excised from the party that possibly didn't need to. So I saw that interview with Theo and Bernie, and I thought it was a good interview. I agree with Theo's points of view on ultra-wealthy corporations, that they're the hugest problem. Where I disagree with Theo Vaughn is in his support of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is not the fucking Messiah. Donald Trump is ultra-wealthy corporations. Donald Trump is an oligarch, and that's what's driving me so fucking nuts about this fucking political atmosphere, is hearing people say, I'm against ultra-wealthy corporations, I'm against ultra-wealthy oligarchs, and then fucking voting for one. It's fucking insane. But I'll say this. Every one of these people, there's one catalyst, and that is Joe Rogan. They all went on the Joe Rogan show. They all got hyped to the fucking nines by using victimhood. The Weinsteins, Eric and his brother, I forgot his brother's name, Gad Sad. All of these people went on Joe Rogan, got hyped to the nines using their victimhood, and then used it to become these pillars of the conservative right. And one of the things I'm going to disagree with Mike Figueredo in this video is at one point he says, the left is focusing on creating a Joe Rogan, and I think that's fucking stupid. I don't. I think the left needs somebody that can sit for 3 fucking hours and talk to a person in a conversational manner to make them sound like fucking human beings. You might not like Joe Rogan. Like I said, he continues to fall further and further. His endorsement of Trump was like a fucking time where I was like, Jesus Christ, where have we gone with this reality? But denying the fact that sitting with people for 3 hours and having conversations with them humanizes them, that 15 fucking minute interviews on Fox News and CNN is not the way anymore, is only causing this party more problems. You need a person that can sit for 3 hours across from a person and make them look like a fucking human being. And if you don't believe that, then I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm being honest with you guys. You guys are gonna hate me sometimes. Then you're fucking wrong. I was wrong. I said Joe Rogan's podcast with Donald Trump couldn't possibly have swayed any voters. And I was wrong. Because, yeah, I don't think anybody that was watching Joe Rogan's podcast was thinking about voting for Kamala Harris. But I do think there was probably some Trump supporters, or not Trump supporters, swing voters, that thought, maybe I just stay out of this. Donald Trump's a fucking weirdo. I don't like Kamala because she's a prosecutor. That watched that fucking interview and said to themselves, you know what? Actually, Donald Trump doesn't seem that bad. I'll vote for him. Fuck it. It's better than Kamala. Like that's an L. I take that L. I take the L. That's the way it is. But I do think the left needs to find a way to create a fucking person that can have these conversations and humanize their candidates.
People in places where I live get extremely excited about don't actually matter or frankly feel
just watch the number
profoundly
of
out of touch
like that. I'm
to
okay
ordinary
with that.
Americans.
I'm okay.
It is truly astonishing to me that some of the dumbest people in the country, perhaps the world, like...
Hold on, I'll let Mike go off in a second because I want to say something what Rob just said. You knew Rogan and Logan Paul would matter. It mobilized the bro culture crowd that might have skipped the election otherwise. 1,000%, Rob. 1,000%. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm just as guilty as anybody fucking else, man. I'm just as guilty as anybody else. I sat up here and said, oh, like, don't worry about that. Like I had faith in Kamala. I did. I thought for sure there was enough logical people out there that would watch Kamala Harris talk and learn that she was a good person, that she was more progressive than we could have ever hoped to see in a left candidate minus Bernie Sanders. Like that she was anti-death penalty. She was pro-weed. Like, you know, like that she possibly would have really actually worked hard towards a ceasefire in Israel. Like, all of those things, I believed in Kamala, but the one thing that, like, really, like, I think fuck Kamala was the dude that we just watched. The guy who ran her campaign believes that you should play a game between the 45s, that you should reach across to conservatives, that you should play this game of you know, both sides. We got to keep everybody happy. And the reality of 2024 is anti-establishment, extremism, influencer-driven culture. Is the norm. Misinformation is the norm. We can all be mad about it. We are mad about it. We're mad that Elon Musk literally bought a fucking platform and turned into a shill for misinformation on Donald Trump's side. And the same fucking people that were super mad about the government using Facebook and the government and the Twitter files are so fucking dumb, so fucking biased and hypocritical that a dude on their side bought the biggest social media platform in the world and used it to shill for a presidential candidate so he could join that administration. And when you throw it back in their face, it just rolls the fuck off their face like Donald Trump's come off their cheeks. They don't care. They don't care. You're like, look, you guys are hypocrites, and it just dribbles right the fuck off their cheeks. They're like, they act like it's not even there. There's cum all over your face. I don't care. No, there isn't. It's sticky. No, it isn't. You want to fucking fight this fight? You better grow a pair of balls. You better fucking stand the fuck up and speak with your chest. You better realize that the mistakes that you're going to have to admit to are going to be painful. You're going to need to do that. You're going to be honest with yourself. You're going to analyze your own shit and stop sitting around going, well, I don't know how we lost. Everything we did was fucking excellent. You need to stop looking across the aisle and going like, well, everything they do is bad. And say to yourself, fucking, you know what? Some of that shit, I'm going to steal it. I'm going to fucking use it against them. You got, like I said, empathy needs to be your superpower. Give it to people that deserve it. Keep it away from the people that don't.
Like Barry Weiss have the biggest platforms to spout the most dense, irrelevant bullshit any of us have ever heard. They are creative in the stupidity that they concoct. Why do I even take the time to prepare and think about what I want to say before making these videos? Why do I do any research? Why bother? I could just get on camera, shit myself, and cry about kids identifying as cats or something, and get millions of views. Why do we even try? Like, it feels pointless.
I'm going to replay what he just said because it's exactly what I was just saying. And also repeat what TSG just said. Balls are our weakness. We need guts and heart. I'm going to stop saying we need to grow a pair of balls because that's not the truth. Balls are a weakness. You get kicked in them motherfuckers and it's all over. We need to come up with something better because it turns out the balls are the weakest part of our body. It's a very sensitive zone. We need to come up with something better. Benny says, I'm not mad. I'm ready to check the fuck off this fucking planet. Nah, Benny, we need you. Benny, we need you. That's what I'm saying is people like me and you, Benny, we want to quit. We're exhausted. We look at the people that we fucking backed up and supported, and those motherfuckers didn't come out and vote. Benny, I feel you. That's the goddamn truth. Been here doing this for 2 fucking years, man. And that ain't nothing compared to Mike. That ain't nothing compared to fucking Luke Beasley and Kyle Kalinske and David Pakman. I was here for 2 years and I'm fucking exhausted. But that's what they want. They want you to quit. They want you to be exhausted. They want you to look at everything around you. They want to look at the motherfuckers that betrayed you. And they want you to say, I can't convince these fucking people. They ain't got any brain cells left. All they care about is the price of fucking eggs and gas, dog. You can't do it. You can't quit. Quitting ain't an option. And failure is an option. I say this all the time. Failure is not only an option, it's an extremely important portion of your narrative. You don't get to where you're going without losing. You don't get to where you're going without falling. You get knocked the fuck down and you get right the fuck up. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Love you, Bob. But I'm having too much fun with this. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Bob. Bob's one of the people I allow to fight with me. Bob's one of the people I allow to push back on me. But I'm having too much fun fucking banning you Trump supporters. It's fucking good times. Yeah, no, we need you, Benny. No, we need you. Stop that shit. I'm going to talk to you the way that people should talk to you, Benny. There'll be a lot of people out there are going to be like, please don't. Like, no, Benny, no, we need you, dog. Because there's not enough of me. I can't do this shit by myself. I can't do this shit by myself. Like, I need people like you, Benny. I need people like Diane. I need people. This is what I'm saying. The Joe Rogans of the world, they got the support, dog. Bucket just said it. They got every dollar in the world behind them. They got a fucking legion of mindless bros that all they want to do is come. They're so mad because they're so dumb that they can't get a girlfriend. All they want to do is come. And they're so mad that they'll follow Joe Rogan right the fuck off a cliff. We need you guys. Yeah, we failed. Yeah, we failed. But, dude, the number of times I've lost, Benny, I'm an Eagles fan. Fuck. You guys have no idea. Losing is just, it's just part of it all for me. I'm an A's fan. You want to talk about losses? Fuck, my team's like going to move to a whole nother city because they're so bad. And that's life. It's life. If it was that easy, nothing good would ever be worth winning. If we only won, we'd never know why it's so important to win. If we only won, we'd never know why it's so important to win. Like, we're gonna do it. Yeah, I'm a speck with you, Benny, but that's the point. The only way that a speck becomes a fucking blob is if there's enough of us. We're all specks, but that's the whole fucking point of the Democratic Party, is that it's supposed to be together you're strong. The right is this fucking loose conglomerate of selfish people that only find any continuity in anger and hate and vitriol and fucking fear. In the left is supposed to be specks. You're supposed to be people that come together that create something that's bigger. It's why I like the left and I don't like the right. It's why, even though I refuse to join a political party, I still look at the left with admiration. It's because the left actually embodies something. The left are people that care about other people, that have empathy for other people. That's why I admire the left. Nah, Benny, we need you. That's what I'm saying, Benny. We're not begging anymore, Benny. We're not begging anymore. We're telling people, Benny. We're telling them. You want to make this fucking country a shithole? Then that's going to be on you. But me and Benny and Diane and the rest of the people, we're going to stand up for what's right, and we're not going to beg you to join our side. That's what I'm doing right now. I told you, like, I've watched, like, my numbers go down. Look, I fucking grew this channel to 20,000 plus subscribers. I had videos with 200,000 views on them. 6 of them this year. 6 videos this year that had 150,000 plus views on them. I felt like we're doing something. We're going to win the election. We are fucking doing something. And then a week ago, all of that came crashing the fuck down. Now my videos have 150 views. Not 150,000, 150. Does that feel like I'm going to be able to do anything with 150 views? Does it feel like I'm making a difference with 150 views? Yeah, actually it does. You know why? Because those are the people that stayed. Those are the people that stayed. Those are the people that matter. Those people, those 150, 175 people that are watching my videos now are the important people. Those people stuck around when it was hard. Those people chose to continue to say, you know what? We lost, but don't fucking matter. I stand for what's right. Tennessee Brando, guarantee you lost people. David Packman, I know lost people. Luke Beasley, almost 1 million subscribers, lost people. Some of those people were just fucking Trump trolls, to be fucking honest with you. Some of those people were Russian bots, to be honest with you. But also some of those people were people that gave up. I ain't giving up shit. I think we're getting towards the end. I've been here. Oh, we still got 20 minutes. We're okay. Let's let Mike talk a little bit more. Stop cutting the fat off your meat. The brain needs fat. Once again, TSG, you're fucking up all my cliches, TSG. TSG tells me that fucking balls are the most sensitive part on the body. He's right. You're fucking right. I need a new cliche. I say we're cutting the fat off. TSG points out that the fat is the best part of the meat, and our brain needs it. He's right. He's right. Fucking goddamn it. Goddamn it. Yeah. We have to come up with new cliches if we're going to keep this shit going. Yeah, you don't wallow in self-pity. We can't wallow in self-pity. Yeah, but Dark, I'm going to tell you something. You get your feelings hurt right now. Redonk is a libertarian that voted for Ron Paul. You guys want to fight with Redonk, and Redonk fights with you. It ain't his job. It ain't his job to not fight with you. You want to fight, you fight. I told you, I'm not parenting you. Everybody's got to grow the fuck up and realize that sometimes you guys are shitting on people that ain't even your enemy. Redonk isn't a person that supports Trump as much as you fucking believe that. You guys shit on that kid Andrew, who was an extreme progressive leftist, and you made him leave the Discord. I'm the one who fucking booted him, to be honest, because you guys wanted me to boot him, and he also said, I dare you to fucking boot me, and I was like, okay. Because I'm that asshole. Redonk says shit that pisses me off. Booty says shit that pisses me off. Booty's an actual Trump supporter. But you need sparring partners, guys. You need people that make you harder. Giggity. And you need to stop fucking like doing this whole thing where you're like somebody's a Trump troll and so that hurts my feelings. That wasn't a Trump troll, Dark. It wasn't. You just don't understand what an extreme progressive leftist looks like. That was an extreme progressive leftist. Andrew was 100% an extreme leftist. 100%. He hated the military. That's extreme left progressivism. He hated Trump. That's extreme left progressivism. He hated the war in Israel. That's leftist progressivism. Look, you guys have gotten to a point, Dark. I fucking love you, but this time everybody had this fucking chat where you see enemies in all fucking corners if they don't believe everything you believe, and you let them get to you. Libertarians, in my opinion, are fucking... Oh, sweet. Hold on. My favorite right now. Ah, yeah. Well, should I ban him or should... Nah, we're just going to ban him. Banning MAGA supporters right now is for the funsies. Like, I'm literally doing what you want me to do, Dart. I'm up here fucking banning the MAGA supporters. Just for fun. Just to give you guys a chuckle. Just to have a good time. I told you, like, for me, when that dude says that kind of shit, I want to just fucking rip him. I just want to fucking make fun of him and shit on him. Like, that's my shit. Like, that's what I want to do. But right now, just for funsies, I'm banning all these fuckers. For a good time, dog. Yeah, exactly what Rob is saying right now. It's hard to tell if they're trolling or not. They are so extreme and dumb, it feels like a troll. But that's what I'm telling you. Is that, like, you guys are resorting to, if someone doesn't believe what I believe, it's a Trump supporter. And you got to be able to tell the difference between those two things. You got to be able to tell the difference between somebody that is just a straight up troll, somebody that is a straight up MAGA supporter, and then the extreme leftists. Because there are people out there that, like, one of the things about having Andrew around for me was that it allowed me the ability to fight, to spar with a person that was an extreme leftist. And like I said, he said the words, "I dare you to ban me," and I was like, okay. But you guys were wrong. I hate to tell you that. It wasn't a Trump troll. He was just a extreme left progressive. And that's why I say I'm not an extreme left progressive. I agree with that. I'm not. At the end of the day, I have very progressive values, but they're not to the point of, like, I'm not going to vote because there's a war in Israel that I disagree with. I disagree with that. I think that those people were a big part of the problems with why Kamala didn't win. But when you get mad at Redonk, you're literally just getting mad because he is a troll, no doubt. But he's not a Trump supporter. He voted for Ron Paul. Now, you could say he supported Trump by voting for Ron Paul, and I would not disagree with you. I do not agree with Redonk voting for Ron Paul at all. Not even a little bit. But I also don't agree with Jane, who's in our chat nowadays, who voted for Jill Stein. I don't agree with either one of those people. But I need to be able to talk to certain people, because those people help me to understand sometimes where I'm wrong. Redonk said it. He said Joe Rogan helped Kamala lose this election. And you know what? Hurts my feelings, but he was right. He was right. You know, I know Woke left Discord over Redonk. And, you know, there's a portion of me that wants to go like, oh, okay, you know, I need to tell Redonk he needs to chill the fuck out. But the reality is that Woke's a grown man and he's very upset, and I am too. We're all angry. And I hope one day that he recognizes that and realizes that, like, the better part of valor is to stay with the fight. But maybe you won't. And that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Redonk is one of my mods, yeah. No, Redonk is a mod specifically because he is a middle ground person. Because I can't have all of my mods be very left people. Because then before I get to argue with a Trump supporter and point out the fucking bullshit that they believe, my mods ban them. I can't have all mods that are left. I'm not going to have a Trump mod. That's for fucking sure. You're never going to have a MAGA mod in here. But yeah, do I want to have a person that is not going to ban every MAGA person that comes in? Because like I said, when they come in here, guys, the point is that when they come in here, I shit on them and show everybody where they're wrong. If you guys don't like dealing with them, the thing that you should do is block and mute them. You have that ability. Block and mute them. Block and mute the people in fucking Discord that you don't like. I'm okay with that. I don't think you should. I think you should fucking argue your point of view. I think you should get mad, but use it positively. I think you should get mad. I think you should get angry. But I think you should learn to control that anger and learn how to project it in the correct manner towards these people. Because when you're just spraying off into the crowd and you're hitting, people that don't necessarily disagree with you on everything, you're just doing yourself a disservice. Focus your fire. Get angry. Get mad. And use that shit productively. Like, that's the way to go. Who voted for Cruz? Yeah, that's fucking insane. The De La Cruz people, fucking insane. Thank you, RA. This is a tough job. I'll be honest with you. Like, I love Dark. Dark's been here forever, and I fucking love Dark. Do I want to see Dark fighting with, one of my family members that's a libertarian that also isn't a Trump supporter? No, of course not. It's tough to watch that shit. It's tough to watch everybody fucking, being unhappy when I say things that hurt their feelings. It's tough. It's a fucking tough job. That's what I'm saying. For any of you guys that think that getting on here on YouTube and talking is just some kind of fucking lazy job that don't fucking all you do is get up there and talk. It's a fucking tough job, guys. I get up here and I have to realize that I put my own safety at risk. I put my reputation at risk. I put the feelings of people that I care about at risk. I hear people like Benny saying that they don't want to do this anymore, and that makes me feel fucking horrifically bad because that person has tried so fucking hard to do stuff to make a positive impact and feels so bad right now. There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into this. I'm not playing video games and joking with you guys. Like, that wouldn't be so bad. All right, guys. I got to use the bathroom really, really bad now. That's the other part of this job. I know that, most streamers get up and use the bathroom. If I get up and use the bathroom, it's over. So let's just end it here and say this. If you want to join the Discord, you got to be an adult. You got to understand that people aren't going to agree with you, and you should be okay with fighting with motherfuckers. And if you don't want to, just block them. Just block them. And if somebody says something too fucking fucked up to you, somebody tells you to hurt yourself, message me on Discord. I'll fucking ban my own family member for saying they try to hide but he won't. Redonk's not going to tell you that he's going to hurt you. In fact, I've seen other people tell Redonk that they were going to hurt him. Okay, I've seen people tell Redonk, come find me, I'll fuck you up. I've seen people tell Redonk that they'll shoot him. And Redonk has never messaged me and been like, hey, dude, do something about this person. He's a mod, and he's never banned anybody. But I've never seen him tell other people that he will do it to them. Just a heads up. Yeah, I don't stand for that shit. So if somebody in my Discord ever says something, crosses a line, message me, and I will ban them. But I'm not going to parent the fucking Discord. I don't have time for that shit. All right, guys. Well, this is the most angry ginger of angry ginger podcasts I think I've ever been out there and pushed out there. But it is what it is. Mike inspired me a little bit. I saw Mike get emotional, and that shit made me a little too. So I want you guys to understand something. It ain't the last day. It's the first day. You didn't lose. And you don't lose until you quit. It's like in stocks. When a stock goes down, you have the choice. You can sell the stock right then or right there, and you lost money. Or you can hang on to it 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it takes. And whenever it goes up, you can sell it then, and you made money. But you don't lose until you sell. And I ain't selling shit. So this isn't the last day. It's the first day. So don't give up. Don't quit. Don't talk about it being over. No matter how hard things get. No matter how abrasive people get. No matter, how tough it gets. Don't quit. Don't quit. All right, guys. Well, I hope to see you guys again. Saw a lot of people today. A lot of people that I haven't seen before. I appreciate you guys for being here. I hope that you guys can support the channel. If you guys want to see me on here more often, financially, I cannot do that on this channel. So as much as I hate to sit up here and ask anybody to support my channel financially because I understand where we are at as a nation. If anybody wants to see me on here more than a couple times a week, the only way that's happening is if I can take time off from my real job, my career that I actually make money at. So I have to go through this portion of the show. It is, if you want to join the Angry Ginger Army, you can click the join button underneath the video. It's only $3 a month, 10 cents a day. It's cheaper than Netflix, and it's much more entertaining. I don't know. Netflix is getting pretty good, actually. Right now, I'm going to go watch Arcane's second season in a second. But you can join the Angry Ginger Army for only $3 a month. You can always super chat during the stream, as my good friend Fan does all the time. I appreciate you, Fan. I love you for supporting the channel. That helps. YouTube does take a lot of the money from that. So if instead you want to go to my website and get my PayPal, you can click the progressivematters.com/home link that Nightbot puts in chat all the time, and you can donate to the PayPal. That's the preferred way of doing it, as they only take 1%. YouTube takes something like 45% of all of your super chats that come through. And those of you that can't support financially, I fucking 100% understand. I understand. The best way that you can support me is by being here, by chatting, by staying engaged, by liking, by subscribing. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't and you enjoyed. And then going to my channel and clicking on those videos and turning on notifications. Turn on notifications and watch the video, even if it's boring. 30 seconds, man. That's all I ask from you. I promise I get better. I get better and I get better every day. But even if you're not feeling the video, 30 seconds. Watch it. Hit the like button. Share the video if you do like it. Comment on the video. Tell me whether I'm ass or whether or not you like the video. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please fucking tell me if I'm wrong. I like it when people tell me when I'm wrong, because sometimes you're wrong. But sometimes you're right, and I get better because of it. Okay, so go watch those videos, like them, subscribe, share the videos, help your fucking content creators get a voice. Or 4 years from now, when MAGA voices are bigger than any voice out there because MAGA Republicans are fucking cult members. Fucking those people are giving every dollar of their paycheck to these people. That's why they think the economy is bad. And I don't want you to do that. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just telling you that's what you're up against. All right? Support us in any way you fucking can, even if it's just not financially. Liking, subscribing, turning on notifications, sharing the videos, telling your fucking friends about this. All right, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you next time.